Welcome, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the final day of the €500 prize pool ImPERium X Hate League. My name is ImPERium, and I'm joined for the final day, the final 4 games with the one and only Professor Tarzan.
Hello, everyone. It's me again. What a crazy run. It's a crazy run, right? Like so many
No,
days,
right?
so many games, and just down to this one. And look at these teams fighting through all of that, and they're showing what they can do. And that rankings looking spicy right now, ImPERium.
It is pretty damn exciting to see who is where in terms of the overall standings and leading into the final 4 games. So why not just jump right into what the overall standings are? It is the one and only Qodex holds on to the top spot right now. 22-point lead over Fazer Clan. Massively boosted by the fact that they got 2 chicken dinners in yesterday's games. And they currently have 65 kills out of their 165 total points.
That's crazy work by them. I've seen, of course, a
It
lot
is.
of strong showings in the past few days, but the consistency and that momentum towards yesterday as well, that 22-point lead is nothing to. Well, it's nothing too huge, but it's definitely a very solid lead. If we're talking about
It
prize
is.
pool as well, top 3, if they want to have a share of that, they are definitely in good position to claim that. But let's not forget about Fazer Clan. Rexpect, strong until maybe yesterday. How do you think
Yeah.
about their performance yesterday, ImPERium? Because I don't quite know whether I should call that consistent
It
still.
wasn't. It was consistent, but consistently bad, with all due respect. They'd one solid game, but then the other 3 games were just quite lackluster. And look, it is what it is. You're not always gonna have the best day. You're not always gonna have the best run of games. What is important is that you kind of dust yourself off and you get back up on the horse, right? You realize that there's still 4 games to go, and they're on 128 points. That's roughly about about 38 points or 37 points away from Qodex. That's not unmeasurable because Qodex could have a bad day themselves. What is important is that they try and stave off the pressure of the teams behind them, right? Hate Gaming, Team Pain, Arcred, Panda, all those teams, as well as even Unicorns, lost surprisingly in 9th. And to be fair, have to in some way look to have their own fantastic day.
And that's just a really, really volatile. Like 5th to 10th position, I'd say.
Mm.
From that 90 points onwards, anything can change, ImPERium. We've seen Hate Gaming showing us. I know I've talked about it again and again, but on day 1, 4 points. Second day, 84 points. And then back to a 30-ish points, day 3.
Yeah.
What do we know? It's all out there for them to grab, really.
Yeah, it is. They need to at least be a bit more consistent in today's games. Overall, from me, Team Pain are ones that I'm probably a little bit worried about, along with Arcred, because they haven't been teams that, in my eyes, at times have really yet to bar Arcred on one game and Team Pain on it. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be able to sustain the results needed across these 4 games to really make a massive difference into the top 3. But time will tell. 4 games, as we said, the final 4. It is going to be Erangel going into Miramar, going into Sanhok, followed by the final game back over to Erangel. And hey, look, Tarzan, you've seen these teams throughout even the semi-finals as well. Leading into this first game, 1 or 2 teams that you think are going to jump in with a bang?
I will look at Fazer Clan because
Okay,
of the
fair.
one thing for sure is because of their drop location, right? They have
Okay,
been contested once by Bloodline, who is not in this game, by the way,
yeah.
in Pachinki, but that drop spot they are very used to.
Okay.
It's very center. So no matter the playing path and the first circle, I think they are in position to make a proactive move if they want to do that. And they have been
Fair.
showing strong in Erangel. And that is something that I want to see. And there's another two teams Imperium that I want to quickly talk about. GSG Europe and for
Mhm.
Romanian Men. Although they're somewhat bottom in the table, but there's nothing to lose if they don't think they can get
True.
any of those prizes. This is time to practice as well and to show that it's still possible for them to bounce back. I want to see them do good, honestly.
Of course, so I want to see all of these teams do good, but only some of them come at the end of the day. And we are in this game one. The playing path is not too bad. It's a little bit down south, but because it goes from east to west, it does give overall a pretty strong starting point for these teams to get to where they want to go.
In particular, teams that like to go to Lapovka, we've seen Lakonostra liking that. And for the two
Yeah.
teams that like going to the Southern Island, this should be easy for them. Of course, like we always say, the Phase 1 circle will dictate that. And once again, with this type of playing path, I don't think a lot of teams will adapt too much or change its drop locations too much. And but they may prove me wrong. I think Panda is doing that
For sure.
already.
Warlords gonna go to Milton Power. Pretty spot on. What is surprisingly is that I Team Pain.
Mm.
Am I right in saying that Team Pain used to go to Milta, and they've opted not to? Unless I'm wrong, unless I'm increasingly wrong, but I could have sworn a team did go to Milta, but there's nobody going there for this game one.
Yeah, I think they are trying to change it up. And do bear in mind, like
Interesting.
this new PMCO season, a new point system, right? So people think the word on the street is that kill points are more important. So Team Pay may be changing things up a little bit, trying to. They've been studying. The info is on the stream, guys. They can come in, they can study, and they can pull off new tactics to grab those early momentum for sure. As we have this Phase 1 circle.
Phase 1 circle is pretty good. It complements the playing path quite a bit. Most teams, as I said, wouldn't have any real issue on their drop spots with the playing path, are set up quite nicely to begin with inside this Phase 1 circle. They will, of course, reposition once they've looted up in some form of fashion. But one thing that they will have to be aware of is because the circle already encapsulates a lot of teams, you do have that potential fear of coming across another team as you rotate that could catch you out. So, your rotation as a team is going to be very important in my eyes. Essentially going car by car by car all together, so there's less focus on one specific vehicle.
And once again, we talked about, I feel like we've seen this circle yesterday before as well. A
Mm-hmm.
pretty easy, not too harsh of a playing path. Then with this type of circle on that southeastern side, that leads us back to that question, Imperium. This team's on the western side. How do they rotate in? Do they want to go center? Do they want to go wide on the northern side? Arcred, very surprising as well. They've been changing drop locations. Zaki, they showed us how to do it. They also went to Yasnaya 1 or 2 times. So who knows what they've got in their pocket, man.
You bring up a good point in terms of rotation for the teams on the west. For Unicorns of Love, they should do what they seem to do, which is go to the Headshot Hills compound, which gives them a lot of information and sightlines on teams who would have dropped around the Rosshawk school area. So it gives them an early solid position inside Phase 1, not too close to the western coastal line, western edge of the circle, should I say, and it gives them a lot of information. But for Arcred, New Era, and Pain, I would definitely look to see them rotate through the northern side of the river and maybe even come in either the east or the west at Yasnaya.
Arcred has played that Yasnaya bridge yesterday, okay, in the past 2 days. So that is something that I think they will do, especially with the current position. Zaki, and if they studied the map as well, other enemies probably not in there to contest this. But I also want to talk about one team, Lakonostra Power. They've been
Yeah.
playing Edge when they don't have. This might be a force comfort that they feel on that edge in circle in the POF Cup, but nowhere near center. They've been playing edge on that eastern side continuously. Looking for some change, maybe, is what I'm looking out for.
Of course, you got to be able to adapt compared to the circle, your drop spot, and what you might know about the other teams, whether it's in circle 1 or circle 4 to 6. And of course, at the very end, you got to be ready to make a change and do something different. And a strong IGL is going to be able to help a team make those kind of decisions. But because the playing path complements the circle, we're just going to see teams play somewhat respectfully. It is the final day as well, so maybe teams that recognize they need a very strong result, which to be fair is the top 9, top 10, they will definitely be a little bit careful on how they're rotating in the early parts of this game 1.
You know what I'm looking forward to, ImPERium, is that Southern Island action. Rexpect lost their first place spot, right? But they have always dropped there, and we are in this situation again and again. When do we cross? Okay, do we fight too easy to get some kill points, etc.? So yeah, I think that can be a potential next fight. As we speak, Rexpect is moving towards that Eastern Bridge, and Too Easy also rotating out of military base right now.
What I find weird is that Caster is heading towards the radio tower to join up with Bardo. Is it to collect Bardo? I hope so, because to me, I just don't see it making sense them staying up in that radio tower, because I just don't see Phase 2 staying on that military island or even past Phase 3, if anything. So I feel like they're missing a core early rotation across the Eastern Bridge by at least 1 or 2 players to get a little bit of a starting point for the full team to then cross over on Phase 2.
Got 2 points of response there. I think Bardo actually did the same thing yesterday, and I think it's fine if you want to guard like the side of Too Easy rotating, but you don't need more than one doing that. But there's also another factor, ImPERium, is that Team Pain has not dropped Milta. So that means Rexpect doesn't know there's no resistance on the outside of that bridge.
Yep, yeah, that's a really fair point.
And so we are seeing these teams starting to rotate. That is Arcred rotating through that north of the river, like we guessed. GSG Europe also rotating through Very Pier, trying to come in. They need a good spot. I feel like they don't have a very consolidated mid game, so this is for them to show us what they can do. A new era Team Pain also still stuck around South Georgia. We'll see when and how they are going to rotate.
Unicorns Love actually opted to go towards Pachinki Hill, which I don't think is a bad idea. I just wasn't expecting it, to be honest, based on how I've seen them rotate. But maybe they feel it's going to work out in their favor a little bit more. 4 Romanian Men did rotate to the kind of the other Pachinki Hill, which is down to the southeast of Pachinki, which gives them a great amount of rotational point, however this Phase 2 does go. But because it's quiet out in the open, it is a little bit risky to hold on to. But right now they're kind of stuck together as a pretty much a 4-man team in that area, so they're looking pretty good.
And Too Easy also making the way. They are decisive now. They've learned their lesson. They are not going to challenge the Eastern Bridge. Now through the Western Bridge, I mean, before 50-50, sometimes they lose 2 and they go back to the Western side. Now just being very decisive. Going through that will place along that coastal line on that main island. And around there, of course, we saw 4 Romanian Men.
Very safe.
And very, very safe. And I think it's a good adaptation. They have been having some trouble early mid-game. Losing 1 or 2 players will not be in their favor if they want to show us all their power when they play as a 4.
Now, I'm not a fan of this actual position, to be perfectly honest, but I do recognize that the rotation was quite safe from them. Qodex are going for a pretty deep 2-2 split between 2 members, staying just outside apartments on the south, and Lucy along with I think it's Fowler, but they're in a compound that is kind of just outside the Rozhok school area. So I like that 2-2 split for Phase 1. It gives them a lot of ground control. It gives them a lot of informational points, and it will set them up quite nicely for Phase 2 onwards.
I think so. I completely agree. It's a 2-2 split, but only for this phase. Just think about the later phases, guys, and everyone who is watching. For later phases, if someone just comes into school apartments, then that is that 2-2 split
Yeah.
pretty much under massive risk. How can you even drive through without risk to support the other duo? And that is why we are talking about this specific early game for this type of split.
Fazer Clan, the current team who are in second place. They have the highest amount of kills on the leaderboard with 69, my favorite number. So it does show the danger they have as a team in terms of aggressive plays, team fights. When you're holding on to Potato Hill, as they kind of are in a bit of a 2-2 split, I think that's quite valuable to know that, you know, you are the current leaderboards in kills. So it makes them a little bit more dangerous when it comes to fights and holding these open controlling areas.
Fazer Clan needs to make up their mind. On the next shift, we will find out how popular Potato Hill is.
Fair.
Being such a huge area, if you get breach on both sides, it's really, really hard to hold down as a duo. You can't really even say that it's safe to retreat to your teammates, because if I need to choose one spot between the two duos of Fazer Clan, I will pick Potato Hill.
Very true indeed. Pain, they did rotate over to the compound that's just down south of where 4 Romanian men are. Shots are being fired up by Musket just to push back 4 Romanian men, and I think that kind of makes sense. It's kind of sensible. Yeah, on one hand, it's exposing their position, but when they have 4 buildings as a full squad, it's no real problem to take those shots because you're controlling yourself as a team in a more open area, depending on where Phase 2 has gone. And Phase 2 has centered up Tarzan.
And that will mean Rexpect has to move. And like we said, they could. There's a reason why they were playing quite slow, and there's no problem. Doesn't stop them fragging. So that is them trying to rotate through that eastern bridge. Lakonostra also inside the circle. Straight rotation, like we said, straight onto the eastern side. But that is them coming very close to Arcred. But they will cruise through. But the sides of New Era also has to come in, and they are now around the ruins area, probably going through Headshot Hills very soon.
Lakonostra Power. Try Pika. One driving his team forward a little bit. Might take a couple of shots with the SKS on the Mooney. No, he opted not to, and I think that's kind of sensible because Warlords are choosing to go a little bit more north. Pain team has indeed got the first knock on the 4 Romanian men. The question is, will they push it? Talking about pushing, Warlords have pushed up closer to Potato Hill, but as they backtrack, maybe they've allowed Lakonostra Power to overtake that core roadside position, as Lakonostra Power have themselves positioned quite nicely. Senzo takes a bit of damage. He's put down to just over half health. Danny, Alicio, and Tripeca ready to follow up with that support.
Warlord's position is quite interesting. A lot of people contest for this plateau, and I don't know why they didn't guard the entry point from the eastern side. And this might be part of the reason why they got punished for that. Mooney couldn't really hold that down. One knock so far, and the advantage going over to Lakonostra at the moment.
For me, what I do wonder is Warlords seem to not know what they wanted to do with that rotation on Phase 2. And in my opinion, you don't move unless you know where you want to go. And to me, that was just a poor gelling decision from the side of Warlords, because they gave their position over to Lakonostra Power. And then when they did move back, ScrimFarm heard the shots of those vehicles, got a knock, got a kill, and now they're pushing in to make it a little bit of a 3-way fight. Warlords in the middle of 2 teams. Dale is prone down. Spectra pushes forward. He's going to hear those shots. He's going to get knocked down. So nice play coming out from Dale of Warlords. But as his teammate looks to fire on up, Unique is going to get that bounce back and get the knockdown onto Dale. So now it's up to Sands and Backfire to try and do something with that. Sands is just going to full send it in with the US, but as it comes in, the kill is going to be confirmed down. He's going to prone down. He's not going to get spot out, but both Unique and himself are pretty damaged. The separation between Backfire and Sands, I think, was really not that advisable, especially because they should have realized and they should have known that Lakonostra were in that area as well as ScrimFarm.
I am waiting for Lakonostra to strike. They know it is so close. They can hear the gunshots. They need to peek and start exploring third-partying this. Why are they playing so safe? They need those points. They need that momentum. They are in position to change the dynamics of this fight.
Then again, as they look to kind of go over that dip, there is a level of uncertainty, and because you have that third-party team, you don't want to be the team that ends up getting third-party. So I think that's overall generally quite sensible play by Lakonostra Power in a 2-2 split, where they're just being cautiously aggressive and calculated on those shots. I'm going to give them actually a huge level of respect for that, because they're comfortable in their current position. They'll allow ScrimFarm to do most of the work, and if they can pick up the pieces, they can.
So that would come down to that kill feed awareness. Really, like, hearing shots isn't enough, and I do agree there's a lot of value to conservative play. But look at Icy with the side angle.
I know,
this
right?
can really change things.
Really good flank rotation coming out from Icy. Perks himself onto the sniper tower. He's going to have full sight up that road to where Danny and a couple of the other Lakonostra Power players are, while Spectre and Unique look to control that area. You do still have the final player of Warlords in play, and he does indeed come in shining. He's going to get one knock, one kill onto the side of ScrimFarm. Another's going to shine on through, but Unique has seen what he can do, and indeed he crashes on in, and he takes down the final player of Warlords.
Oh my god. Spectre paid the price there, but they got 3 of those kills. Really, really strong there. Lakonostra still waiting. I'm still waiting for them to strike, but that could be it. Danny coming in to support Senzo right there. That rot is just about enough with that soft cover created by the smoke. And by the way, ImPERium for Romanian Men has gone out on the hill they're trying to hold.
Oh,
it was
wow.
Team Pain. It was Team Pain.
Yeah, Team Pain must have kind of pushed that at some point. They had initially gotten a knock, so greatly observed from yourself. Thank you very much for keeping us updated in that regard. But as this fight is continuing on, it's just hard not to hold on to it, because it's although it's been a little bit elongated, I think both teams have been playing their positions pretty well, all things considered. Senzo getting revived up, and he's going to heal up.
Especially for this new circle as well. That will continue to center over the last circle. It will place Lakonostra and ScrimFarm on this eastern edge. That means it will give them a little bit of a time, but if they want to play more center, the decisive shot calling and IGL has to be at work right now.
I'm going to give an idea of how Phase 3 did shift. Is centered up extremely nicely, which means Potato Hill is firmly in play for Fazer Clan. The one thing I fear is that they're still a 2-2 split, and I think they should look to join up as a full squad sooner rather than later.
And also, I'd like to see what Hate Gaming and Qodex going to do. They're on that northern edge, not very far from where they go, but we all know Potato Hill and the control that can come from, and this risk to rotate through those open fields to the east of Pachinki, right? So that will be the time for them to show how they know the map, how they use a particular ridge and an area to come in to reduce that risk as they rotate.
What I like about Unicorn's Love is they're making use of the newly developed dips of Pachinki fields. The obviously fear is that they are kind of stuck between two teams, but because they're well inside this Phase 3 and they're somewhat separated, they're not really going to get crashed upon too easily, and grenades aren't really going to go near them too much. They just have to be aware that they can't over peak it too much, because any level of knockdown might expose their position a little bit more, and there are going to be teams in a higher elevated angle to them.
And of course, this barn house has that elevation, but we also have the hills around it. So I always like to talk about claiming a spot, and that is the issue, the escape strategy. Upon the next shift, it can be really hard, but Unicorns want to bet, and they've done it again and again. I really hope it will turn out okay for them.
I've seen the fight between ScrimFarm and Lakonostra and the kill feed kick off a little bit more as Tri-Pika, who was on that flank angle, did get knocked down. Alicio has rotated on that vehicle to try and provide that revive, but at the end of the day, you could be just going into an open fire. You've allowed ScrimFarm to expose your own position with the flank coming on through with Icy, and that's going to be a knockdown onto Danny. sometimes, guys, you just gotta let your player go down. He took the risk of being on the off-angle position. If he gets knocked down, with all due respect, it's his own fault. Now, Lakonostra, they are gonna clap back as much as they can. They've secured 2 knockdowns onto the members of ScrimFarm. Mighty and Unique, leaving Hackshot on his own, and Hackshot, is he going to go for the revive himself? He might just want to get the hell out of there and just survive as a one-man army with 4 kills and hope he could get a much stronger placement position. But no, he's wrapping around that US is smoking on up. He's taking the risk. Will it work out? We'll have to wait and see. Now Lakonostra Power Elite is going to wrap around. The fight is continuing on. I gotta love how somewhat aggressive both of these teams are being, but it is indeed Lakonostra Power who comes out on top, and they take down ScrimFarm.
And the theme of that fight is whether that revive is worth going for.
I know.
I know. How it's not to be done. You had one chance at shot. You can maybe go, of course, with that type of landscape, it's hard, but going back for that one with that position, no, very, very risky, and they do pay the price.
Like, fair enough. I criticize Lakonostra Power for going for that revive on the try because I don't think it was the right choice. However, they did turn around in their favor, and they did kind of benefit from the fact that the ScrimFarm players, as much as they had a nice spread, it was a 1-1-1-1 spread, so there was just those single targets that they had to take out, and credit where it is due, Alicia was really a defining player for Lakonostra Power in that fight. But phase 4 did shift down south. Panda looking pretty good. Fazer Clan did disengage away from Potato Hill instantly, and Unicorns of Love rotated from the Pachinki dips onto that hillside in the northwest side of the circle.
And thus, Unicorns making a rotation actually didn't get punished when they were trying to rotate out that dip, so props to them for doing that. Fazer Clan will retreat away from Potato to more center position, and that will also mean that Hate Gaming is able to be the new kings of Potato Hill. They wait for that Nick shift to come in for that potential gatekeeping team, being Fazer Clan, to rotate away, and they are now on that northern edge. But also look at 2Easy's position as well. But this fight, we should definitely watch Team Pain with more pain onto the enemies after wiping out one squad.
Vic got a lovely clean knock with the DP28 onto one of the Unicorns of Love players. They know that it's somewhat out in the open, so they can't push it too aggressively, and also he was kind of on his own, so he wasn't going to kind of take that risk. The fact is that all they're doing is just creating a little bit more of a controlling area inside the circle. They definitely want to be comfortable on how they're playing this area and playing this position right now. They do have a number of teams around them, and as they do make more noise, they are going to alert the attention of more teams around their current position.
Panda had dropped farm and now still around this area, using the best advantage given by the buildings, the high ground, and the rich. They can really stop a lot of teams coming here, but they need to know the absolute limits. Look at that team trying to cruise through. Qodex getting punished with that rotation.
Oh my lord, going in deep, going in fast, going in wide. Is Zarek here on his sliver of health? Fowler did get pushed on up along with Wait earlier on, so it is pretty much just Lucy and Zarakira left on their own. Lucy is going to be up inside that building. Zarakira did indeed go onto that onto that medkit, should I say, so he is up to 75 health. But Panda, they're not really pushing it. They're actually allowing the 2 members of Qodex to stay where they are. The thing is that that position isn't in the circle, so really they're kind of they can just wait for Qodex to come to them.
And that's also the time to stop giving any unnecessary footsteps. If not, they will just be getting naded. So that is Panda needing to play this patiently. 2Easy now entering from the southern side. But look at this crazy control in the middle. Unicorn still trying to hold down an area of control. They've got 50 seconds. They have to move soon. There's beautiful knock by Agon onto New Era.
Lovely play by Agon. Man, he has to deal with UBL. I don't know if he's seen UBL. He has a burnt out U as to his protection, though. He can't play around the side of that tree. Dodge, dip dive, and dodge. The drop shot comes on through. Oh my lord! They both fluffed the shots, but at the end of the day, it is UBL that comes out on top. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't nice, but by God, New Era still end up winning out on that one and leaves Savage X left on his own. We also, actually no, we lose New Era off the back of a third party from Hate Gaming, perched on top of Potato Hill.
And that is just third party upon third party. Look at that congestion on the southwestern side. Hate, though, will need to rotate. And we see on screen, Mihi needs to move now, but there's not as much teams on that northern part. But to look at Unicorns through that type of fight, down to one player being suffocates.
Oh, lovely play by Pain, third partying this fight between Panda and Qodex. Too Easy have also made their way into those buildings, so you got 3 teams inside a single compound area that is still inside the circle down on the southwest side. Too Easy up as a full squad. They're focused firmly on the teams that are on the other edge of the circle. Lakonostra Power, they're down to 2, and they're dealing a lot of hurt with that blue zone. I don't know how much longer they're going to survive for, but they go in, they make it in. The next phase pops up and it shifts up the northwest in favor of Fazer Clan, Arcred, and the now defunct Hate Gaming. And my lord, Pain, Fazer Clan, this is a fight for the ages, but Fazer Clan, I don't know if they can deal with it. Yes, oh no, the knock comes on through. It is Koze left on his own. Now he chucks up a smoke. He's going to go for the revive. Is he actually going to go for the revive on the pre-pod? Great play by Pain Team. They've been very aggressive across the board off the back of these initial knocks onto various teams, and they made them count up until this point. But now, the job is not done. The job is not over. They have to continue on. They have to get rid of the second place team, Fazer Clan. It will not only help themselves in this current game, but it will help them in the overall standings.
15 seconds to go. Look at these 3-way fights still happening. Too Easy in the area. Panda and Qodex still in there. They have to make up their mind. If not, the blue zone's going to come in to take serious damage. But look at this revive going through as well for Fazer Clan and Team Pain. A bit of a reset going through, but how long will that be? These teams out of the circle may just cruise in with their vehicles.
Fazer Clan, after 2 players outside that building. Side of Team Pain, all those 3 players are inside the building. Pre-pod comes in, gets a knock on the musket. Nice play by Pre-pod. You do have Arcred, a Scorpion on the outside, possibly ready to third party. And Inui comes in with a lovely grenade to get the knockdown on the Pre-pod. Koze left on his own. He's going to prone down with the sweet corn skin. He's going to get the revive on to pre-pod. But Pain jumps out the window, and is indeed Pain that comes out on top and make it into top 7. Lakonostra Power have been able to survive. Too Easy had to disengage away from those compound buildings and indeed survive as a 3-man team. Pain Team looking up as 3. You have Arcred as 1. The side of Rexpect Esports, though, has held on for dear life. 0 kills they've got, but he is in the top 6.
How long will that stay, though? He has some ground to breach, pretty open until that ridge. And look at just all these solos trying to hold that spot. But Lakonostra is here to maybe keep an eye onto both sides of this battlefield.
Senzo knows there's a player by that smoke, right? They know what's happening. They do, of course, take out the wheels of that US, so the center of gravity is lower and there's no gap down at the bottom that their feet can get shot up at, so that's very sensible, even though it is towards the end game. Making those little changes with the wheels does make a big difference. They've got a team up in the hill above them as well. Too Easy up as a full squad. They got that revive off, so pretty much they have the man advantage out of the final 5 teams. But can they make that man advantage work as a grenade flies out by Tika? Up on his former players of what used to be MVP Gaming. So he might have a little bit of a solid idea of how the players of Lakonostra Power do play.
I like Tika's maneuver here. He knows that he can't stand up to give away information. He's just maneuvering through the grass, and that is high tier play, guys. And that is Tika actually getting an entry point for Too Easy on the southern side, and will alone hold Lakonostra to look further towards his team. Isn't it a beautiful knock by Tika?
Lovely play by Tika. He gets a knock, he prones down, he's going to go for the confirmed kill. What didn't help Lakonostra Power a little bit is he did get the kill onto the last player, Rexpect, so they only had to focus on the team up the hill. But now as we're into our final 3 teams, Scorpion Arcred, he's playing around the edge of the hillside. He's going to be looking on up. Too easy. They do still get that revive off, so it is 4v1v1. The first game of the day and the final day of the ImPERium X Hate League. €500 on the line between the top 3 teams as Senzo comes in, gets a knock on to Tika, his former teammate at MVP Gaming, but I don't know if he spotted out Scorpion as he gets a lovely Kobe kill onto Senzo. But now as it is 1v3, he's on his own. The shots are being fired up. He gets taken out and Too Easy claimed the first chicken dinner of the day.
Oh my god, Too Easy showing up finally. We talked about them again and again. Rexpect sharing that southern island, often causing problems. And they said, you know what, guys? We're just going to leave that. We'll fight them later. And look at them. Very slow early game, but decisive from mid game onwards. This 4 players still in that last circle with the numbers advantage. Great play.
Yeah, it was definitely you really summed it up quite effectively in terms of it was a quite early game from Too Easy. The fact that they kind of rotated early on that phase 1, phase 2 was very sensible because it was able to give them a lot of information. Even though, like I said, I think it was on phase 1 that I wasn't a huge fan of their position. It was an early rotation that allowed them to then not get caught out on that position in later circles, and as they moved in, they overtook the compound that was held onto by initially Panda. Maybe Panda were a little bit too passive when the 2 remaining players of Qodex sent it in, and that stopped Panda from in any way countering Too Easy in the next circle. And it was just kind of one of those things that teams like Panda have to realize that if you hold onto a compound, you got to be prepared to hold on to it should a team look to breach in. So, but either way, Too Easy, and every time they got a player knocked down, the revives came out, so they kept themselves up as a full squad.
And let's not forget ImPERium. Arcred got a win yesterday. We were talking about the momentum from that. And Arcred's showing up again. Look at them. They are at 6th position with 101 points. With this win, they have surpassed at least 2 teams. Look at Hate Gaming going out early as well. They are probably top 4 right now. That can really change things up when we are talking about momentum. This is it, guys. 3 more games only. It's going to be crazy.
It is going to be pretty good. And Lakonostra Power coming in 3rd, a very much needed strong result coming out from them with 8 kills because they kind of gotten a good 4 or 5 of those kills early on. They didn't necessarily need to worry about, being aggressive late game. They just needed to survive to get that strong place. There's also fair play to themselves. Payne in 4th place, getting a massive amount of kills. Payne got 13 kills. So very strong result for them. Rexpect in 5th, although it's okay. It's just a bit meh because they got 0 kills, so they needed like 3 or 4 kills to really, in my opinion, make that 5th place worthwhile in that regard. Unicorns of Love in 6th, a little bit similar to Rexpect, but they only got 1 kill. Panda in 7th with 2 kills. Fazer Clan in 8th with 3 kills. Yeah, Qodex in 9th with 0 kills. So that's very important when we think about the overall standings. Hate Gaming in 10th with 1 kill. New Era in 11th with 4 kills. GSG Europe in 12th with 0 kills. ScrimFarm in 13th with 4 kills. Warlords in 14th with 1 kill. 4 Romanian Men in 0 kills. So, this is a pretty good result when you look at the overall standings and who could be the movers and shakers as we move into game 2, 3, and of course the final game.
Yeah.
Oh man. So on that note, let me just set the timer, so to speak. Let me get us ready to go into a break. While I'm doing that, if you can remember, what was your standout moment of that first game?
Oh, it's hard to think. Let me think. That would be... I would give it to Lakonostra. Right, we talked about the patience around that side, and then you share the same. Good.
I do.
Yeah, and
Continue.
then they continue to play on Edge. They've been playing Edge. It's about we see teams like BTR, if they play Edge, if you play it wholeheartedly with methods, it can work out. And I think if they want to keep on that style with that type of control and patience, like Nostra can pull it off. And that would be a moment for me. That three-way fight turning into a two-way, then coming into top three.
Yeah, couldn't have said that better myself. So on that note, we will go for a break before we get into game 2. We're going to be heading over to Miramar. So myself and Tarzan, we'll see you guys in about 3 minutes. Welcome back here to the final day of the ImPERium X Hate League Finals. We've had 3 amazing days already. We've had 1 amazing game of the final day already. The leaderboard is by no means secured. With 3 more games to go, anything can happen. Myself, ImPERium, with the wonderful Professor Tarzan, continuing to take you through all the action. Game 2, Miramar. What are you expecting, my friend?
Oh, it's gonna be spicy. I think it comes down to the path. That is the playing path dictating a lot of it. We see these teams showing the tendency to go to their favorite drop spot, other than maybe Arcred, who wants to adapt. But that can really slow down the phase one for them if these teams want to rotate far. So
Yeah.
we will wait for that playing path to show us, and we can predict somewhat more accurately from then.
110%. It's going to be pretty damn exciting indeed. I also realized that once again I didn't change my match number, but we'll do that as we get ready to go into game 2. The playing path is going to be showing up on our screens fairly quickly. It's a much different map, of course, compared to Erangel. It provides a very different above all play style, in my opinion. And you really need to have your wits about you when you're playing on the open high ground areas of this terrain.
Yeah, and with that playing path going from Monte Nuevo towards Campo Militar, that means once again Los Leones for Romanian Men, the team that is struggling a little bit, will need to go for that far drop once again if that is their choice. And we've got some newfound favor over that Chumacera, Minas del Valdemar area. So that can be quite volatile. Look at that. A lot of teams heading towards that area of the map already, ImPERium.
For sure, we'll have to wait and see how it works out. Unicorn's Love will, of course, go to Chumacera. Warlords, as you said, going to Valdemar. Pain Team, going to be in El Pozo along with the side of Panda. And GSG, once again, opting to go towards Crater Fields, which we talked about, you know, going there. But I think at times more importantly talked about how you shouldn't stay there.
Yes. I think dropping there is fine if you've done your studying. If you also, looked at vehicle spawns. That is your escape strategy. You have to land according to that. If you all go into those dips, it's going to be hard. But look at this again and again in El Pozo, the clash between Panda and Team Pain.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a tough start for Panda with Y1. Why? Is it Yiz 7 or is it Yiz? Is it Yizzy? I'm always confused by some of these IGNs. I'm just gonna call him Yiz, but either way, Yiz is knocked down. And because most of the members of his team are really nowhere near there, it's just not worth going for the revive. Remember when I said in game 1 that sometimes you just gotta let your teammate go down? It's too much of a risk. I think that's gonna be the case here.
And just look at that phase 1 circle. Just look at that.
Right? I know,
40% circle. Can we, for once, you know, like, Godsupap, please give me those island finishes. It will be really spicing things up. I'm with you on that one, ImPERium.
I was like, please mention the 2 islands. Please mention the 2 islands. And by God, you did. Oh, my Lord. Fresh onto new era. It is indeed Unicorns of Love are coming in, but Fresh gets dropped at the hat. He was on his own, and he's going to pretty much pay the price, despite the fact that he did get a knockdown onto one of the players of New Era. Well, actually, knockdown and a kill. So it's a clean 3v3 between these 2 squads. And I can understand why Unicorns Love, you know, got a little bit blindsided by that, because they haven't had any issues dropping into Chumacera up until now in these finals, right, Tarzan?
I think there's only once that it might be New Era as well. But that time round, I think Unicorns had a very clean win. And this is round 2, but New Era didn't drop on them. Okay, that's the thing. They came in slightly later. So that is probably why they caught them off guard.
It's one of those things that can happen, but it's up to Unicorns of Love to adapt to that. Look to try and disengage as now a 3-man team. The good thing is that, look, they do have a kill. So that's positive in that regard. The fact is that they do have to move into the circle, so the reposition is, early on is going to be more beneficial. Ked takes a couple of shots, but nothing really too crazy. He is really underlooted, very heavily underlooted for himself, so moving away, not getting knocked down will, of course, be, leave him in a position where he can loot up a couple of compounds and a couple of buildings on his own.
Well, this is not easy for Unicorns, right? Ket is gone, right? He's completely getting on. I can also see why teams like to drop on this high ground side, the south side of Chumacera. Look at Carrillo. Just looking at the two players of Unicorns, if they ever leave their compound, they would just get shot down. And they also don't have the circles position. So that is them needing to find a time to rotate. If New Era wants to capitalize on this, they have a timer ticking down right now.
What I love about Arcred is that not only do they once again drop in camp on Miltar, but they recognize, based on that phase 1 shift, that they are going to benefit much more by rotating early in this game and not directly moving into the circle straight away, but at least being much closer to them will set themselves up in a better spot. If they've done their research, they will know that Rexpect do like to drop in Al Azhar, so they won't go there, but by staying on the coastline on the east, that will be very valuable to their phase 2, 3, 4 position.
And following on to that point, we know Rexpect like to very abundantly loot up in phase 1 as well. With this circle, that means Arcred may be able to loop around to the south side of Al Azhar with those very strong hills, and maybe takes down one of those teams on high up on the leaderboard. Very
true indeed. Pain, we've got another kill, or knock, should I say, on one of the GSG Europe players. And, I don't know what's happening to GSG Europe, but they're not having a good shot of things. Lau is going to be put down to under half health. He's on his own compared to his third teammate, who's much further away. So he's surrounded by two of the Pain players, Musket and Vic on the other side. They're going to go for the pincer move. Now, when you're going for the pincer move, you've really got to make that push work in your favor. Otherwise, you can get singled out one by one. That's kind of being the case. It's going to be one. It's going to be the second. Lau comes in, but unfortunately, Lubomir saves the day. What a hell of an effort from Lau, all things considered. But as the double knockdown comes on through, Rafik, the last player of GSG Europe, could pull off a little bit of a surprise squad wipe. He is, of course, going in silent, but will it be deadly? Grenade is being cooked up. If that is a hell of a grenade, it's gonna be another one. That's not connecting, followed by a second. Why didn't he go into FPP mode to try and be more accurate with those grenades? But it hasn't worked out in their favor as he chucks out more and more and more. All he's doing is just dispersing the members of Pain, and as the revives have come on out, it is once again a full squad of Pain. And Rafik, he's just going to disengage.
Well, Rafik did come in just 2 seconds late, I'd say. But he's angry, I tell you, ImPERium. This type of nading, that means I'm in the area. I know I'm solo, but I'm going to let you know. But that is him. At least he's retreating now. And that is Team Pain actually trying to farm those kills from GSG. It's not towards the circle or anything. They just want to sweep that area to farm some kills.
I thought Ked was going to disengage on a side note, but he actually wrapped around on the high ground of Chumacera and got a cheeky kill onto one of the, I think it was 50-51 or UBL. Sorry, it was UBL. And then Savage X knocked down 50-51 with a mini 14. So what was looking initially kind of pretty good for New Era has suddenly turned sour, and it's just him on his own. Carrillo out in the open. Ked is going to spot him up on the roof of that building. He's going to make his way towards that dilapidated truck. Grenade is going to be cooked up. I think it's going to be hard for him to connect on that.
Yeah, Ked 101, right? Like, he's angry, man. You kill one of my teammates, I will way to kill you back. And that is them with the upper hand if they continue. Bear in mind is out of the circle, but I think Ked wants to wrap this up as he's trying to use this restack to maneuver around. After that knock as well, the rest of Unicorn may need to come in to support this.
And that's what I'm thinking. The thing Ked needs to do is just essentially create time. If he can create time, it'll allow for the rest of his team to come on through. And that's exactly what has happened. Savage X made his way across Ked, had done enough of running rings around New Era, and really good stuff by Unicorns of Love, in my opinion. A strong sign of their improving teamwork in these games. They have looked lackluster at times, but when you're isolating single situations, that was good by Unicorns of Love.
But ImPERium, look at the center zone. Fazer Clan is clashing with Lakonostra. Fazer Clan already lost 2. Jesus is the last one standing. They are high up on the leaderboard. They had the frag count last game, but they have no signs of life. That is Lakonostra taking. That was a clean team fight, 4 for nothing.
Also, can I talk about Lakonostra Power? Game 1, looking aggressive and also controllingly aggressive and taking risks. This game 2, although that was definitely less of a risk, winning that team fight clean, as you said, clean, is so good now. They've always looked pretty good on Miramar, to be fair, but at the end of the day, I'm definitely impressed by how good they're playing in these first 2 games.
And we know it's a new roster as well. It might be coming together now. Things are looking up with Lakonostra. We've got 2 more bloody days. Just 2. Just tomorrow, then we start the new season.
Oh, yeah.
It's PMCO, man. It's PMCO starting on Monday. 7 days, 21 maps. And that is Lakonostra getting some momentum into the new season. And look at Arcred. We talked about the early rotation. That is them taking a very good spot. Yeah. And pretty center. Of course, a lot of water still in play. I'm still hoping for that one, by the way.
I know, right?
And that is them in a good position. And trailing behind them is the full team of 2EZ. Finally coming in. They drop quite north as well, around to Tor Ahumada. And that is them in the area right now.
Hate Gaming have a pretty wide 2-2 split, centered either side of the road, just outside Impala. It's a good place for them to be fair. So I'm not really going to sniff up on that. Last player of GSG Europe, on the side now, did get taken out by Pain Team, so that kill has been confirmed. And Phase 2 shifts on up. The 2 islands are still in play, baby.
Please just give it to me. But meanwhile, like, if that is still in play, these teams that's still in the blue, look at that. Panda, Unicorns of Love, all still stuck around in that blue zone. Warlords 1 step ahead. They may be able to get into a very good spot along that main road on that eastern side.
Great response by Hate Gaming, recognizing that the 2 players that were separated from the more central players of their team were most likely going to get ambushed by teams coming in from the west, so they've opted to not only join up with the rest of their team, but even as a full team, send it more heavily towards the eastern coastline, just on the high grounds to the east of Impala. Doing it early on is going to be very important indeed. Lakonostra Power doing something similar.
And that is what I like to see. Look at these teams. I really want to bet ImPERium. This has to be one guy. Please give me that one guy to say, I think it will go to those islands. We're going to send one guy there to hold the spot. And if they do that, and if we get it for the first time in forever, I'm about to sing right now. That would be so sweet, baby.
Oh man, it would be a hell of a game. Simple as that. It would just be a hell. It would be the first time in my, PUBG Mobile casting career that I've ever casted an island Miramar finish, so it'd be a damn good game indeed. But either way, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Rexpect did get a little bit close to Qodex. Castro was kind of on his own, but after chucking up a grenade, he's joined up with the rest of his team, which I think is quite sensible indeed. They are overlooking the hills just to the north of Impala. You got 2EZ to the northeast of them. You got Qodex and Pain Team as well up on the north, and coming down on the south, Warlords are on their own for now. It's a cluster of teams between Impala and Pain Team up on the north side of the circle.
And look at that middle fight zone control there. Lakonostra lost Pika, right? They tried to hold that mountain with the 2-2 split, too wide for that, and that's Hate Gaming trying to stab them from the south side with a bit more high ground, but on the other side, the other hill, we have Arcred there, so Lakonostra need to be decisive right now to get the hell over there, group up when it matters, and this is the time.
Yeah, Senzo's been knocked out for Lakonostra Power as well, so maybe, a little bit of overconfidence under rotation in this phase 2. Lakonostra Power, he didn't need to go so super deep. It is being returned down by Alicio, one of the most dangerous players I've seen in quite a while in European PUBG Mobile, to be perfectly honest. Is really helping, all things considered, have a huge improvement on the way Lakonostra Power play. He got a knock on to Swave of Hate Gaming.
And that's a position to not stay, because look at that Eastern Coast. There's more team coming in. Team Pain Vic got a position trailing behind them. The full team of Too Easy. Tickers coming in with the bike, and they are in position, right? And that is the position that they can peek and shoot as well if they can know the ridge line, and that will prevent them from losing players trying to contest that center spot like those other teams.
Of course, the risk is that, like phase 3, phase 4, if those circles continue to shift to the west, it does make it a little bit harder to disengage away from the coastline. But the high reward is that if it stays with the coastline and play, as you've mentioned, you're able to peek and shoot, and no team is there. So I like how Too Easy are making that kind of ballsy rotation on this phase 2 and sticking to their convictions.
And I think we can also count on, we should also need to watch out for the awareness for a position like Hate Gaming. When there's so tunnel vision onto the north and south side along those mountains, that might be the chance for Too Easy if they need to come back to the main. We would not like that one because we want those island finishes, but if that is the case, that might be Too Easy's chance to come in as well, due to the tunnel vision of these players on these mountains.
Oh man, Arcred, they're being very controlling on that mountain, just overlooking the side of Qodex. They did get one knock, but it is kind of quite far away, so they're not quite able to confirm the kill. But I really like how kind of aggressive Arcred are. If you are going to be up on the high ground, that at times can be exposed if you're too passive. By being aggressive, by making noise, you're creating that metaphorical bubble around you, especially when it is still only phase 2.
And they're continuously trying to take down the top teams on the table as well. Is going to like shift things up, but we are going to have a shift. Oh my god, with dominate!
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my sweet Mary Mother, Jesus Lord and Savior! Holy Mother, oh my god, the PUBG Mobile gods have answered. Take your screenshots, take your clips, do what you need to do, because look at that phase 3 shift. It's an island, baby. Who's going to be the first to swim across? Who is going to be the survivor on the island of Miramar?
We've made it into history, ImPERium. Just 2 of us in our early days working. We've made history. We're going into the books. It's going to be that island finish. And that is this F in the chat for the players, but hell to the yeah for all of us watching. And look at this crazy fight break up everywhere. Warlords, ScrimFarm, all clashing. Lakonostra is out.
Oh yeah, Lakonostra indeed got taken out by ScrimFarm, and Warlords are clashing up down on the coastline as both teams try and make a little bit of a push. Does Unicorns aloft? Agon just full sent into the water and said, nah, you guys fight. We're just gonna ignore you guys. It's gonna be return fire as Dale gets a knockdown on the Spectre of ScrimFarm. So even though they didn't lose a player, they're still up with 3 down by the coastline. You have 4 Romanian men who are looking down towards the side of Warlords. The fishies are in the sea. Look at all the death and destruction down on the coastal line of Miramar. It's absolutely beautiful.
I've done my quick math that ImPERium is 85% water. And look at this, the ultimate test to the PUBG IQ and EQ of these players in a final set of circles that they will never guess they need to play. I really love this. I'm loving this so much.
So the first player on the island is Vic of Pain Team. Is he going to be the golden gatekeeper, the golden goose of the island heaven that is it is Miramar? It's going to be that 1v1. He comes in through the beach, the mermaid swims up, and Vic deals with him confidently. But the rest of the Pain Team do need to come up and join up with him, because there's only so much pressure he's going to be able to survive, because as the other members of Too Easy get closer and closer to the beach side of this island. They are very close to each other. Now, the one thing, Hate Gaming, you have Beast, you have Fox. They are also possibly ready to third party. As Tika's going to go down to a sliver of health. It is going to be another knock by Vic onto Izza. And now it really is going to be near the end for Too Easy as they do lose another player. Vic is doing a hell of a job, but he has to deal with the side of Hate Gaming as well.
He's doing a brilliant job. Like, look at that ridge line. That coastline is so long, so it's so hard to control all of that.
Look! What the hell?
Oh!
What the hell, Tika? How? Beast, how did you not spot Tika though? Like, he was right beside him. He's like, give him a tap on the back of like, hey, how you doing, my friend? And I don't know what to say.
TK is in the new team. He also needs a pair of glasses, seems like. And this is a new zone maybe coming in very soon. Don't forget about the other small island, ImPERium. It can end there. It can be...
With all due respect, I don't care about any other team. If you don't make it on the island, you're not getting spot out. This is all my perspective, because at the end of the day, you've got Hate Gaming, you've got Pain. They are the island controllers for now. Every other team, you got 6 teams left. They got to try and find a way in. 4 Romanian Men, they're going to go down as well. You got 1 player left of Unicorns of Love. That is Savage X. And he's going to go down at the hands of Beast. The gatekeepers of the island, one of the 2 gatekeepers of the island, Hate Gaming, are on 7 kills. Can Qodex, can Rexpect, can Arcred find any kind of position inside this island?
Oh my god, 3 very top teams on the top of this map. ImPERium, Qodex, Rexpect, and Arcred all there. But what is going on? Vic is like getting onto the island is him like the first man ever to land on Moon. He's like the first man on Moon right now, and he's also got a brilliant gift. Look at that. Level 3 gear and the Gleason, as if that position is not strong enough.
Ground control to Major Tom. Man, this is a crazy Miramar gaming deal. I just cannot stop looking at the circle. I just genuinely can't. Lucci of Qodex goes down, so it is just Zarakira that's left standing for Qodex as he swims over into the northern edge of the circle. The one thing that they could do, if you want to, even though it takes longer, is that you could actually swim over onto the northeast side of the circle, because if you think about it, most teams are going to be entering the island from the west, right? So kind of going on that east/northeast is obviously a little bit more sensible and has a bit of a potential benefit of working out in your favor.
Oh, I think I know the map decently well, but I don't even have the full confidence of that being able for them to get back onto the land, ImPERium. But I think they should have. But actually, you see that Qodex actually got another player. Wait is there.
Oh wait,
and maybe he can.
Oh yeah,
look at him there. And maybe trying to shoot some fishes out of the water, but otherwise he just needs to play healing, but he doesn't really have those mets. And that will be Zarakiri fighting for himself for Qodex there. But look at Rexpect and Arcred may make this very interesting as they land on the northern side of this island. But Team Pain, of course, is there to farm kills. 7 kills right now and 3 players up.
Yeah, but the one thing I kind of fear with Pain is that all 3 of their players are split. And I pause for a sec because look at that circle shift going down south. It has benefited the 2 remaining players of Hate Gaming and Musket from the side of Pain team. The good thing is actually this is potentially pretty solid for Rexpect and Zarakir, who is the last player from Qodex, because, you know, at least you're making it onto the island. Rex do lose a player in the play zone. It is going to be another, so it is just Caster left on his own. It's play zone taking a good few of these players as we're down to our final 4 teams. Lubomir, he's not looking into the coastline because he has to think about his position that is currently outside the circle.
And this is going to be Rexpect and Qodex down to 1 player for each team. Arcred went out, although they had a strong game last game. And this should be one between these 2 beautiful one by Vic. And that is these teams learning about this island as they go. That is going to be the last one standing for Beast, but they've got some rich line. They can maybe still hold this down strong.
Smoke's being thrown up by Beast. He might be looking for the revive, but I don't know if he's going to get it off in time because time is ticking down. And the members of Pain are ready to once again be ever controlling inside the circle. One thing that you have to count for, that you still have a remaining player of Qodex and a remaining player of Rexpect in play. And Pain, if they're focused a little bit too much on the last remaining player of Hate Gaming, they might forget about what's going on down the south of them as they hold on to a controlling area inside this phase 5. I cannot believe we have an island finish on Miramar.
That is, oh my god, it is top 1 memory right now. 20 years later on Facebook, this is the memory that I'm going to see pop up. And that is, but let's go back to this game. Team Pain got 3. Okay, we had one game yesterday where it's 3v1v1. But one of those solos taken it. So look at Zarakiri and Caster. They are in the circle with some high ground as well. They will be watching this. This is not done yet. We are not done yet, guys. It can be anyone's game.
And Beast, he's cooking up a grenade. He hears the footsteps of Lumineer. That's a lovely, well-cooked grenade, but it doesn't really connect. He's going to throw it another one. That is going to alert the attention of the Pain players. They're sticking down on the coastline. It is relatively flat land. Another one gets thrown out, but it does not connect. It's a bare shaggy wall that he holds onto the defense, but he is going to work out as he does get those lovely shots off, and he does indeed confirm a knock on one of the members of Pain team. You said it. The solo players, they could end up taking it because Pain team, they're down to just 2 now.
And that is why Zarakiri is in position to distract them. That is why Vic and Musket been looking north since that is no support for Lubomir. That is Beast just taking that one. Pain has made their choice. They want to make sure they don't get stabbed from this high ground, and they're now breaching it.
Oh, M249 going into the Uzi. It's going to be 1v2 for Zarakiri. Can he find Musket? Can he find Vic? I don't think he's being spotted. One shot comes on through. Their squad wiper is not going to work out because at the end of the day, he misses all those shots. And Vic is going to come in and he's going to swipe it up. We're down to our final 3 teams. Hate Beast, he's not quite in the circle, but he is going to confirm that kill on the Lubomir. He has to find a little bit of a position inside the edge of the western side of the circle because it's relatively flat. A little bit of a tree, a little bit of a rock might work out for him, but as the blue zone is closing in, that chunk damage of phase 6 is not going to be easy to deal with. He finds a way in for now, just about for now, as you also have the last remaining player of Rexpect making it once again into the top 5 minimum. In this case, it's top 3.
Respect and bounce back once again. The other leaderboards, like other teams that's high up, has been out, and Caster has the same, like the last building, the absolute only hardcover in here as well. He just needs to play this patient. He just needs to strike it at the right time. But he doesn't quite get the circle, but if he times it right, he can take this.
Yes. Does Musket know that he's there? Does Vic know that he's there? I think they have an idea. He's choked up a Molotov, but that falls a little bit short. But now as he stands up, the shots are going to come on through. He's got very little cover to play around. He's going to open the door, take those pre-fire shots. It was a lovely jump from Vic. Puts Rexpect down, and now Beast on his own. He's going to fire on through. He has to crouch down. He puts Vic down to a sliver of hell. He's going to look for a first aid. That's a very risky first aid, but it is going to work out. Oh no, switch on off. He's going to go to the Thompson. The Thompson fires on up. It doesn't work out, and it is Pain team taking the chicken dinner in Miramar.
We did it. ImPERium, we did it. Oh my god. Let's just stop for a while and we just savor the moment. We did it.
We had an island finish in Miramar. We casted an island finish in Miramar.
Message your friends, send out the links, we'll call Maxman, we'll tell everyone. This is the day to
screw
remember.
it. I should just get a tattoo saying I casted an island finish on Miramar. That's how good just that moment was. And man, I love it. I absolutely love it. This is,
Brilliant, brilliant.
man.
It's just something, guys, and this is also a note for all of you. Some things, the best things in life come when you least expect them. And this is one of those moments. And we shared it with all of you together as we see this beautiful finish by Team Pain, Vic making it work. The 14 kill chicken dinner.
And can I just say, Vic, absolutely amazing performance by him. Not only for the whole of Pain, but him specifically. He got 8 kills. He was the first on the island. And when you're first on the island, that doesn't always guarantee you those kills. Let's be fair. But not only did he strike fast the second he saw people, but he did also play quite respectfully when there was also kind of hate gaming in that area. And he didn't presume, because he was on the island, that he was going to always win those fights. So really full credit to Vic. Absolute standout performance in this Miramar game.
Amazing. Like, Vic strikes again. The other day he was disrupting the last circle, a 1v3 and 4. You watched that game. I casted that. I think you were in chat, right?
Yeah.
ImPERium. 11 kills for that one.
Yeah.
Very strong player, very controlled. And that is it, guys. It's not just your skill, it's your mentality, it's your trigger discipline, your IQ, your awareness of terrains, everything factors in. And that is the most very, very much deserved chicken dinner by Team Pain.
110%. As we see Hate Gaming getting second place with 8 kills. A very strong performance from themselves as the second team to make it into the island. Actually, no, they were technically the third team, but the second team, too easy, essentially got taken out by Vic. Rexpect in third, all things considered, a very good result for themselves. Qodex in fourth. Again, all things considered, the fourth place, holding on to the top of the leaderboard is not bad. Fifth place, Arcred with 5 kills. Panda in 6th place with 5 kills. Unicorns of Love in 7th with 4 kills. You have 4 Romanian Men in 8th with 1 kill. Too Easy in 9th with 0 kills. Warlords in 10th with 5 kills. ScrimFarm in 11th with 2 kills. Lakonostra Power in 12th with 4 kills. GSG Europe in 13th with 0 kills. Fazer Clan in 14th with 0 kills. And New Era in 15th with 1 kill. Honestly, I don't have anything else to say. I'm just going to go for a break. We'll be back for game 3 in about 2 minutes.
See you guys soon.
Welcome back to the final day of the ImPERium X Hate League €500 prize pool tournament, and yeah, I am still a little bit speechless, to be honest, as my co-caster Professor Tarzan said. You know, let it sink in. Just let it sink in. But yeah, I don't know what to say, Tarzan. I just don't know what to say, man.
Just savor the moment, right? And it'll be a trigger for me to finally get into social media. I would definitely tweet that one and make it a bomb. That's the best one. And we have quite not all the players we want in this lobby. Of course, GSG is still playing as a trio, but we've lost one team. I'm trying to find out which one is not in this one.
We'll have to try and keep an eye out for that. It seems like it's Team 7, actually, that we don't have in this game 3 of the day, which is going to be the one and only Bloodline. Actually, no, sorry, Bloodline, they haven't been showing up, so it is actually 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Seems like it's
4 Romanian Men. Team
4
5
Romanian Men.
There. Yeah. And well, it doesn't stop us from having some fun. Of course, we have this plane path going from Sami towards Hartin, a pretty western path. But like we always say, smallest competitive map, 4km times 4km. And that will still allow these teams to go to pretty much anywhere with a bit of a float. We know Panda likes to go to Cam Bravo and Barn, but that is quite far. I want to see if they will adapt to this plane path. And that's pretty much it. I think most of the teams will stick to their drop spots.
Payne going for that split drop between the north of the mainland and kind of around the Tapmac area. ScrimFarm and New Era both seem to be going towards Paradise Resort, so we'll keep an eye on that. New Era have been the first to drop in that area, so I have a huge feeling that ScrimFarm are not going to like what's going to happen to them unless they can actually get into some of those buildings and get some form of loadout on their side. Hackshot indeed goes down. First player, first victim for New Era. SWL4 is looking in the direction of Icy. QBZ level 2 vest. Sorry, level 2 helmet, level 3 vest for SWL4 is very good start for himself. He looks to jump on top of the balcony of that building. It's not looking too good for Icy.
And that is 2 teams trying to change up their drops. That is ScrimFarm usually going to tap and cow. And now in here, oh my god, what's going on?
What? Spectre with the double knock? Oh, the man, the myth, the legend is going to be the savior for ScrimFarm. Unique is going to be on the other side. Now SWL4 has to rethink how he wants to play this game because he instantly turns around and makes his way towards the main Paradise Resort buildings because 50-51, he's low on health. He's only got 4 bandages. He has to prone down. Well, 2 of his teammates are down on their knees. The confirmations have yet to come on through. Icy has been given this time and space to join up with his teammates. And we are seeing the shots being fired up by 50-51 just to try and suppress the members of ScrimFarm. But by God, Spectre with that double knock, huge game changer.
And New Era is just not ready for this. They have not been contested in Paradise Resort enough in this, but this is a mentality to really polish because PMCO, you don't even know what teams are going to drop here, and that is them with some disadvantage already. That is, of course, Hackshot going down, but UBL slowly bleeding out. 50-51 got those boosters in, and they really need to hold this one. UBL is trying to be that meat shield there, and will decide to just let it go. But look at that!
I fell into a burning ring of fire. Went down, down, down. And the flames burning brighter. And the flames burning very bright for ScrimFarm in this Paradise Resort battle. Is SWL4 that's standing. Although it does get 1 knockdown onto Icy. Very important for his fight to keep him and his team alive. He is down to about half health. Unique does fire up that doorway. does blow it up indeed. It's wooden doors, so they do get taken out. He doesn't have time to get that revive off the healing off, and it is indeed the squad wipe from Spectre. A very well-earned squad wipe for ScrimFarm, all things considered. Spectre, absolutely outstanding performance, getting all 4 of those kills for his team.
May the Lord reward the adaptive that is ScrimFarm, taking that one fresh into Paradise Resort and take. And before that, actually, ImPERium, Panda dropped Quarry, and that is Warlords out even before New Era. That is the 2 teams adapting their drop spots, catching those other enemy teams off guard, and they both won this early game.
Oh, wow. Phase 1 is very heavily up north. The good thing is that kind of takes away the Southwest Island pretty much out of it, which is kind of good, but you do still have that mainland on the Northwest Island in play. Hate do send Swave up on top of that mountain just to try and gather a little bit of information, but there's nobody else from his team kind of near him to in any way maybe push on down the hill with him for now. Blue Zones of Phase 1 is closing in, and Unicorn's Love are actually going for a botation. Unicorn's Love with the beautiful botation.
They've done that a few times now, ImPERium. They do that white rotation with that boat, and if teams know that, they can really punish that. And also, the other thing that I'm watching is all these teams on the southern side. Teams high up on the leaderboards. Rexpect is still around Ken Charlie, Sami area, and Nakam. We have Qodex, and Arcred is still split around Lakawi, Kampong, and Docs. So that will be them needing to come in. We know for Sanok, you need to play very, very quick. See how they do that.
For sure. Fazer Clan, basically perching between Pain and ScrimFarm. A lovely spread by them as well. Because I think Jose is safe enough that he can kind of stay on his own for now. And then you have 2 of their other players that are pretty much together. And then Prepod is going to be further down south. So I really do like that spread by Fazer Clan. It gives them a lot of information. But as we get into ScrimFarm moving down the hill and moving down towards a solo player, Fazer Clan, they'll have to be quite reactive. Icy peeks through side that rock, and it's a lovely. That's what I talked about with the position and the spread by Fazer Clan. They were able to find that flank position, that lovely angle, and get a knockdown onto Spectre. Really good stuff.
And that's the tactical split we talk about. Cozy is in a position that might be backstabbed, but Fazer Clan practiced this. They had the other team players, the other teammates covering those defensive angles for them. Look at them go. That is a beautiful one. That Spectre going down as well. ScrimFarm was in a position to spoil this, but they just didn't quite make it. Fazer Clan for the win.
Yeah, definitely for the win. You know, I don't disagree with how ScrimFarm moved into that position, to be fair, because there's as a 3-man team, and I do get that. But yeah, when you see one player of a team, you got to know that there's either the full team in that area or they have players holding an off-angle position. Icy is going to wrap around on towards the main road side of those buildings. Jizu did take a bit of damage, but he's pulled off a full med kit for now. And if I was ScrimFarm, I would just hold on to those buildings and just play a little bit safe. You know where Fazer Clan are. They know where you are. You have the man disadvantage.
And look at Hate Gaming split. The 1-3. I really want to talk to Mickey after that one. What is on his mind? I think he'd stunned us intentionally, but I really want to know what's that tactic. As we have the shift, oh, we didn't have enough water quite yet tonight. ImPERium, look at that. 50% water circle, I would say, will heavily favor the teams on that northern part. That is too easy. He's trying to cross onto the main island as well. And Mihi is in position to maybe spoil that, but that will also mean Qodex need to make an even wider rotation. And some of these teams already still have that spot safe in the circle.
Also, Unicorn's Love did make that botation work out. Michi has fired on up. He did get 1 kill over on, but he is going to get knocked down in return. Was that a worthwhile solo play from Hate Gaming? I don't know. I would argue it isn't. But we'll have to wait and see. Panda is going to get engaged upon by GSG. No, actually, you think it was a ScrimFarm? No, ScrimFarm are actually engaging onto Fazer Clan. My apologies, as I do get a little bit distracted by this kill feed. The members of ScrimFarm are holding onto these buildings as much as they can, should I say, as Fazer Clan look to try and pan their way in to this fight against ScrimFarm.
The Panda's position allows them to scout properly on the eastern side of the circle. They drop Cam Bravo and Bond. They should know the eastern side of Sanok pretty well. If they can take this time to make a wide rotation, they can cross over to Tatmok, prevent that later cross to get punished. But this is them trying to control the area further, and that is ScrimFarm down to one player.
Yeah, great third party coming out from Panda. Linear just recognizing that. Just sometimes you see an opportunity, you take advantage of it, you get a kill. The northern side of this circle is going to be very important between the Tatmok and Cow area. Unicorns will have opting to go by that black hole, and holding on to that black hole hill is quite difficult at times. You do have to be pretty aggressive, but you also have to be spread out in the right way. The fact that Unicorns Love are doing it early, I think, is quite valuable, but I do worry that having a 2-1-1 split is just a bit too risky. A 2-2 split, in my eyes, would be much more valuable.
They have played this position before. Last time they were here, ImPERium, Unicorns were in the position where too easy is taking. And they killed the team that's holding their current position. So they should know better. I really want to see them holding this down and think about that split really, really well. And we see Hate Gaming doing that. I think it's also down to this being the second last game of this finals, of this league. So the points absolutely matter. Every point matter. And that is them going for that pretty conservative and patient rotation in that water right now with Swave and Hate Gaming.
Rexpect with the double vehicle rotation. They're not really going to see any of the players of Qodex. It's a lovely play by Nacho. Inside that vehicle, gets a knockdown on the weight of Qodex. That's great response from the side of Rexpect, recognizing that as they got closer to the edge of this phase 2 circle, there was most likely going to be a team or two near them. GSG Europe and Fazer Clan are fighting in the kill feed as well, so we'll have to pan on over to see what is going on there, because Fazer Clan just don't stop getting into engagements, and that's what you get for being in the center of these first 2 circles, and they're doing a pretty damn good job of controlling it, all things considered.
And that's Fazer Clan trying to strike back. And we did say before tonight started, they've got the highest amount of frags on that leaderboard. With the second place as well, strong frags in game 1 as well, but not quite working for them in that second game. And we were looking for that shift. They will end up on that southeastern edge, and that will be a lot of teams coming in as well. A lot of possibility for them to take more kills as well.
Koze gets confirmed, Pre-Pod gets confirmed. It's just Jizu and Susie that's left standing, and they are running out of meds because even though they've been in a lot of action, I don't think they've actually been able to really kind of loot up their victims or their opponents, so they have been slowly but surely running out of meds. Unique for ScrimFarm is still inside this game as well, in the circle, and Rafik, the last remaining player of our GSG, holding on in pain with a 2-2 split. They're looking pretty good.
And what did I talk about Panda's position? I said with that type of location, they can make that rotation. And with Tatmok and the build, just the architecture, right? The anatomy of those buildings, they can get immense control if they go in there to stop all the crosses in the later circle. But it will all come down to the next shift. And Rexpect, by the way, has overtaken Qodex, and Qodex now need to find a different way to get into the circle.
Whoa, I thought it was just Pain that was in a bit of a 2-2 split, but it's actually Lakonostra Power, similar color, who have actually come in to take down one of the Pain players on the 2-2 split. So it is Lubomir on his own on the roof side of this building. A knockdown was pulled on, but the revive is going to be put down onto Tri-Pika, so that's pretty good for Lakonostra to keep this game alive in their side. Lubomir is going to disengage down the hill, and that kind of makes sense because he does have his 2 teammates providing that cover fire should he get a little bit exposed out in the open.
And that's just textbook play. That's the only way that Lubomir can get out of this safely, as they take a pretty sweet compound in that center side. But there's a clash on the eastern part. Gone. Done. Look at that kill feed, ImPERium.
Yeah, because Panda, had moved in earlier. Arcred, by all means, kind of made a bit of a shout of trying to go in on a vehicle from what I saw, but Panda were well prepared and they took him out, all things done, and that's it. There's not really much to talk about other than the fact that, hey, Panda had a very successful engagement. Unicorns Alive going for a bit of a 3-1 split. I don't disagree with that. I think that kind of is a positive shades of a 2-2 split, but 3-1 does kind of, the risk of that one player is kind of rewarded by the strength of those three players together.
And that is fresh position. I think he is on duty to guard all the rotations coming out of Cal. But bear in mind, Taplock and Cal is untouched this game. That is Panda, especially for Sanok. Like, healing strats can be very strong in the untouched Cal. A lot of first aid kits for you to pick up, and that is strong, like for Panda, but they also need to make it out smoothly, and we will wait for that next circle shift.
Qodex playing on the underneath part of the northwestern bridge. They have pretty okay information, but they're kind of lacking because they are quite high. They are quite low ground, should I say. Sending Lucy forward into that compound is going to be very important because they're going to be able to look a little bit more towards the eastern side of this phase 4 circle, and it does shift up and it goes over to the west. So Qodex, send your full team into that building because that is the golden compound of this game, and I don't think this circle shift is too bad for Unicorns Alive as well.
Not too bad for sure, and Unicorns just need to group up like they're trying to do and just control that. Qodex, oh my god, they got choked out on that western side. Now they are one step forward. Rexpect will play this low, that's my guess. For the position on the leaderboards, they will just allow the zone to do its work. But the Qodex can really farm those kills coming from those teams coming in from that southeastern edge.
On a side note, Hate Gaming were actually in a boat on the northern edge of the circle for the last circle or two.
Oh yeah.
Now they've made that rotation into that northwest island by Hating. They stopped before they've gotten to the actual coastline. I don't know if Rexpect have heard that too much. GSG Europe have taken down Fazer Clan quite confidently, so that's very well indeed, as it's going to be him going up against Unique. It was a 1v2, and Unique comes out on top as ScrimFarm hold on into this game.
Oh my god, and that is, Hartin is so volatile. I didn't expect that, and that was Hate Gaming making that rotation when it counts. The third, before tonight started, ImPERium, those are the third and fourth seat on the leaderboards, by the way, so that can be quite interesting. Unicorns now need to strike.
Lovely play by Savage X, one of the most dynamic players we see in PUBG Mobile competitive. He's a very good player, able to clutch out. He's able to survive. Does a lot for whatever team he does represent. He gets knocked down onto Vic, and now he's going to backtrack a little bit. But as that backtrack comes on through, is he going to allow the side of Pain team to edge closer and maybe provide a bit of a strong engagement? I think Ked has been surprisingly passive in this area.
It's also because of Too Easy's position. We talked about that side as Team Pain slowly push in. Unicorns might be forced out of cover, and they may be falling into the crosshair of Too Easy. And that is part of the reason why I think that Ked's been playing slightly slower at this phase of the game.
Two of the Panda members went for actually a botation on that Northwest Island and got caught up by Hate Gaming. I can't really hate on that, all puns considered, because not only did they not do it as a full squad, it's a little bit unorthodox, and I can't, it was high risk, high reward. It just, the reward didn't come on through. It was all about that risk in that moment. As Muska is going to come on through, he does get a knockdown onto Ked as well as Agon. So Savage X on his own, but like I said, if you play too passive, if you backtrack, you only give the positioning to your opponents. And, I get what you're saying about Too Easy, but, man, that was a bad way to go down for Unicorns Alive.
And that is Too Easy, actually, in the only compound in this next circle. This circle means Rexpect and Hate Gaming needs to cross the water back onto this island. Qodex needs to leave that as well. I also had a cheeky peek onto XT. What did I say about the untouched cow? ImPERium. He has 35 first dates.
Wait,
now
what?
34.
Who?
XT. I said Panda went to the untouched cow, and that is his plan. Very obvious from that 33 first date.
Okay.
What did I say?
But
And yeah.
he has no stems, and that could be a little bit harder because those stems are going to run out, and the stems is really what helps those first aids be effective in phase 6, phase 7 onwards. But we'll have to wait and see. Fit comes in, he gets a knockdown onto Zarakiri of Qodex, but he's going to be returned down by a QBU driven fouler of Qodex. So very nicely done indeed. Lakonostra Power playing in on the water side of this river, entering in towards that mainland. It is the final 8 teams playing in this Sanhok game. It's the second last game of the finals here in the ImPERium X Hate League. Unique is still alive as well, coming in from that compound. He might be able to get that backstab onto Lucy. His Fowler is going to push in, maybe look for that revive on the Zarakiri.
And that is all these teams on that coastline needing to find the prime spot with a rock in some grass maybe. That is the chance for them to farm some kills. Look at all these swimmers in there.
Ooh.
That is Danny trying to come in to that coastal line and just hiding behind that rock. That may do wonders for them.
It could very much do wonders, but as he's focusing on the teams that are inside the circle, inside the north of the mainland, they might not recognize that there is still Hate Gaming, although the shots are being fired up, and Hate Gaming are getting the pressurized shots onto both Lakonostra Power and Rexpect inside that water. Alicio still playing inside with the fish. He's going to play a little bit of a shark's tail story as Qodex has Lucy, the only player left standing. Pain team are having an absolutely fantastic final day so far in these first 3 games.
Oh my god. Too easy trying to make it out of that position, but it's so much run and gun in this one. And that is Danny. Is he the only one left? That is Hate Gaming actually hitting that deck and making it work. And that is also XT still got 19 first dates, by the way. He can outlive some teams here.
Lubomir goes down. It's a lovely return fire by Musket, prone down. He got the last kill on the Qodex. But it is going to be Lubomir that gets knocked down. It's a backstab for too easy though, as Tika is now the final player up. He's going to look for that revive. That's pretty good. But Bardo goes down from Rexpect. Gets into the top 5 once again. It's a consistent day for Rexpect as they try and fight for the top 3. I don't know if they're going to do enough to actually claim one of the actual top spots, but they're setting themselves up by being consistent as they are. The final 4 teams in play. Tika comes in. He takes down Lubomir. It's going to come down to this 1v1 on top of the hillside play between Too Easy and last player of Pain Team.
Oh my god. Hate Gaming is in the circle. That might be what they need to go to share their cash prize. They have a good split as well. 1-2 split. Fox trying to hold on to that position to clear the teams coming from the southeastern side. And let's not forget, XT is still in this one. He's got 10 first aids, so he might be able to do it.
Oh no, Tika not spotting out Musket, but Musket sees him. Shots are being fired off. 1 knockdown, go for the second. The bush, the snake in there. Grass comes out on top, and Pain fired away in to the top 3. He switches over to the M4. He knows with the blue zone closing in, he has exposed himself. It doesn't matter. He's out in the open. And Gaming comes in to take down the final player of Team Pain. And now it's a matter of time. They're wondering, they're scratching their heads going, where is the final player? What they don't know is that he's still healing up.
What did I say? I'm so happy to say ImPERium. We've got all our wishes coming true. That's me, the prediction in that one, as well as the island finish. Look at us go. Drop some likes, drop some love for us as we see Hate Gaming taking a sweet one, much needed chicken dinner. The second last game of this whole league. Oh my god, such a long journey, and safe to say that is going to be the chicken dinner for them as we have a wrap for this game 3 on Sanhok. Beautiful.
Man, so good. And look, Hate Gaming, like, they played on the northern edge of the circle when there was still like a good 40% water in play. They then went onto that northwest island. They took down a player of Rexpect. They then swam across and they got over in the... I think there was definitely a decent bit of luck involved for Hate Gaming, but it's quite clear that as a three-man team, they did play very sensibly onto that water, entering into that mainland, and they got the kills that they needed to get. Even though Panda finished second, they still got 9 kills, even though it ended up being a heal battle. Part of that came down to 4 kills at least onto Arcred on the eastern side of, I think it was like phase 4, phase 5. So really good result for Panda.
Very good one for sure. But also look at Team Pain. They've got some crazy kill counts. Bosket with 8.
Yeah.
With that clutch as well in the end. Well deserved that one. And Too Easy is good, although I don't think they're anywhere close to top of the leaderboard, but they have some strong showings tonight. So that is nothing to be ignored, especially coming into the new season of the new split of the PMCO. And Lakonostra, hey, look, of course, 1 kill, but more consistent than before. That is what we want to see.
Yeah, definitely. It's a little bit similar to Rexpect. I thought they finished top 5 in that game, but it was actually 6. My apologies for that, Nacho, with the only kill for their side. I'm just kind of looking at Team Pain because I think they're the team that we kind of need to focus on a little bit coming into the final game. In my opinion, the 3 teams is going to be Pain, Fazer Clan, and Qodex. The reason why is because for Team Pain, it was always going to be a hell of a battle coming into this final day, a hell of a climb, because they were on 107 points, Qodex with 165. Pain have gotten a third place, and a first place, both games with a massive amount of kills. That's at least 40 points, right? That is putting them on the 150 plus mark. Now, Qodex have had a couple of okay results in terms of points wise, but I do think with Fazer Clan also having a bit of a solid game, I just don't think Rexpect and Hate Gaming have been consistent enough across these 3 games to really make a massive difference and put them in the running, but I could be wrong.
We never know. Like, 1 game might be all it takes, especially with a bit of a shaky performance from Fazer Clan and Qodex as well. And because for the other teams, when they get to the mid table there, they got some kills as well. So I really don't know about this ImPERium, but I'm kind of missing this already. It's going to be crazy in that game 4. And I just can't wait to find out how it's going to go and who's going to win this whole thing.
You know what I think would really sum up the day and even the tournament as a whole on this last game? Hope you're thinking what I'm thinking. I hope you're thinking what do you think I'm going to say?
Oh, God. I think I might have missed this one. You need to tell me.
Military Island finish. Military Island finish. Let the luck of the Irish gods be on our side, Tarzan, as we get ready to go into the final game of the ImPERium X Hate League. It's all going to come down to this. Who is going to be on top of the standings? Who's going to really have their glory moment and help perk themselves up into the top 3? We'll have to wait and see. Join us in the next 4 minutes or so for the final game. Welcome, everybody, to the final game of the ImPERium X Hate League. It is the finals. We've had 3 fantastic days. We've had 3 games so far today, and it all comes down to this final game. There's a number of teams in the running to make it into not only, of course, the golden #1 spot, but the top 3 who will all claim part of that €500 prize pool. Myself, ImPERium, and the one and only Professor Tarzan, as always, going to be breaking this final game down.
I simply can't wait, mate. I can't wait. All coming down to this one, especially with no teams particularly showing they are definitely going to win, right? So that is going to add a lot of spice to this last game. We had some crazy circles tonight. Let's get it. Let's get another one as we have that plane path going from just off the south side of Hospital through Pachinki towards the Milta area.
It's a pretty good playing path. Let's be fair, it's quite central. It allows the teams to generally get to where they want to go. George Paul's in play, Quarry's in play for Unicorns of Love. You have, of course, Military Island, 4-2 easy, and Rexpect. Can't complain about that. We'll just have to wait and see how close these teams might potentially drop to each other.
Also comes down to that first circle, of course, but this is one of the nicest playing path I've seen in ImPERium, for these teams, knowing the drop locations as well. They don't necessarily want to go to Misaki, Zaverni, Kameshki, so this is pretty good for them. So need to wait for this first circle, and also going to be a test for the ability to do the basics, right? The vehicles, the scouting, etc., and we'll get to see that.
Considering the games and the circles we've had so far, it is kind of a little bit nice to see a slow start in terms of a standard playing path. Teams dropping to where they want to. It's a wrangle, so it's a map that the teams should know most about, not only as a map as a whole, but even other teams' drop spots. Qodex are going, of course. Actually, are they going closer to Hate Gaming? They're actually not going to School and Apartments. They're going actually far closer to Hate Gaming in Rosok. Interesting.
They want to... Yeah, it seems like that might be an adaptation, but that is just going to grab a car and go come back in.
They'll go to Yasnaya, won't they?
Ooh, seems like they're just grabbing car. That's Fowler pulling back. So some conservative play. It also makes sense. It could be the other way around. But I want to talk about one team in ImPERium. That is Panda. They have been dropping promos for a very long time in this league. But the past 3 or 4 Irango game, they have opted in for a farm drop, and that will give them a lot of upper hand to these strong areas, Potato Hill, that plateau to the north side of farm, also for them to stop these team coming through on that through that eastern bridge, I want to say, and also Team Pain actually giving up that Milta drop, and now in the South Georgia Port area, and that can be very spicy.
Talking about spicy, the battle that we saw in the first Irango game between Lakonostra Power and ScrimFarm is kicking off right at the start of this final game. Alicio is surrounded by the members of ScrimFarm. He did drop earlier, so he's able to get a little bit of a shotgun. The shots are being fired up. He's going to fire on through, but they're not all going to connect, and the manpower proves a little bit too much for Alicio. Can the other members of Lakonostra Power do something with that? That is not quite the case. Nope, it is indeed. It's Pika going to get a knockdown, and now they're going to look to push it. Senzo on the one side of the wall. He's going to send it in. He has an AKM. He's got level 1 helmet, level 2 vest. The thing is, can he do something with it? He's not going to look and peek on towards now. Whereas he's going to find the shot with Senzo on the IC, and this is going to be the side of Lakonostra Power coming on in, and Unique goes down, and off the back of losing a player, they still win that team fight very confidently.
Well, we've seen these teams just now on Sanok, how they adapted their drop locations last time, right, on Sanok. Those who are used to dropping there lost to the challengers. But this time, Lakonostra holding the drop spot strong, and that is them with a
Yeah.
lot of potential. That is them once again showing some consistency tonight, ImPERium.
Yeah, as I said, genuinely impressed with how Lakonostra Power seem to be kind of evolving and gelling as a team, and they seem to be more aggressive. And I'm definitely liking what I'm seeing. Still lots of areas to improve on, but phase one did show up, and it's a relatively solid phase one, right? Tarzan, it's a little bit kind of to the east, but above all, it's a good start to this last game.
It looks a bit like the circle that we had, I think, in game one. So
A
these
little
teams
bit,
will be
yeah.
tested the same way. So those points are still valid. The west teams on the western side of this map needing to come in, finding the sweet angle. Maybe Arcred will go for that wide rotation again. Too
For
easy
sure.
once again. Once again on that southern island, may just go for the western bridge to avoid a clash with respect through that eastern bridge. Also, a point to note is for Romanian Men not being in this
Yeah.
game. They'd like to drop that coastal compound. If they stay there, they can stop some teams rotating in. But with them out in this game, Too Easy should get an easier entry.
I would like to see New Era utilize the north of the river on their rotation because of the fact that it is a little bit more on that northwest side of the map compared to game one. It would kind of make sense.
True.
And as you said, for Arcred, definitely rotating on that northwest and coming in a similar direction as they did in game one would be quite valuable.
And this area that GSG Europe's liking to drop, they like to drop these bits that people don't really contest. A quarry drop is quite peculiar for me, and they just I haven't seen a lot of solid early mid game from them, especially with the trio as well. I want them to do quite better. And look at this area. We've seen again and again the area sets up compounds between school apartments and Yasnaya starting to get a bit more crowded. Qodex is in that area. Fazer Clan might be trading from behind. Hate Gaming also splitting up, trying to control those bridges better.
Yeah, for sure. Panda are going to be coming in towards one of the Fazer Clan players. Linya is going to get spotted out, and he's going to look to try and back away, but his vehicle is smoking up, and he might just have to actually get out of that. Indeed, he does. He's going to duck behind a tree. He's going to blow up that vehicle so he can use it as protection himself, but he's on his own. The rest of his team is kind of wrapping around. It might actually go in for an engagement so that he can do something with that. But GK the first is going to stop a little bit further away from those buildings.
Things can change. Look at Unicorns trying to rotate towards the same area. Chet is pulling very close to that. He will hear those gunshots and slowly rotate away. That is the power of the scout. And look at Fazer Clan and Panda actually now sending in the support. They are going to fight.
GK the first. You're going a little bit too deep on your own. I wonder if that'll work. Yeah, okay, Fazer Clan got a little bit distracted by Unicorns of Love. But as you go in on your own, that's a little bit too much of a risk. In my eyes, we are going to see XT get taken out, as Ked is also going to get knocked out. Prepod confirms that kill. Qodex confirms that kill onto Ked as well. And Panda, even though is definitely quite risky, they're making it work for now because Fazer Clan did disperse away from those two buildings.
That is just a bit aggressive from XT, right? Like using that bit.
Little bit.
But that is them trying to go for round two. Maybe Unicorns was in the area and the first trying to cruise through that school apartment area, heading towards that J compound. There's no teams there for now. Can be a very solid spot for them this mid game, but they would just cruise through and we'll go into Qodex.
But why are you rotating so deep? It's only phase one, Panda. You're going into the unknown. There's just so little information that you have. Come on, guys. You could have gone towards that J compound. Even if there had been a team there, at least it's less deep into the circle. But instead, you just go straight and... Oh man, I'm just straight up frustrated at that, to be perfectly honest.
I share the same feeling, ImPERium. That hill that Qodex is holding is just textbook.
Yeah.
How can you even drive up there without any scouting from the other side, testing the water a little bit? And that is them actually just taking a bit, having some breathing room. I feel like I want them to get punished for that, but I spoke too soon. That is some.
Yeah, third partying, well, not third partying, but lovely off angle by Fowler of Qodex, who actually did rotate to those L buildings that were unoccupied, I might add, just to kind of really, you know, stab Panda in the heart in that sense. But yeah, man, definitely a little bit disappointing. We are going to see the blue zone closing in. Most of the teams are rotating towards the center of the circle. Pain have come in from the northern side. They have occupied a great spot. Hate Gaming are going to be on the eastern side of Yasnaya. And once again, I love that rotation from Arcred.
Brilliant. They avoided all the action. They can even loot up more of the northern parts. And coming into this building, I love this set of compounds. Of course, not easy to escape from, but the 360 view control the open grounds around Mansion. Brilliant stuff from Arcred.
Rex came in, I think got the final kill onto Panda, so they are out of here. We have 12 teams left, 45 players. Rexpect now gonna full send it a little bit more aggressively onto the members of Qodex. I like this coming out from Rexpect as they look to roar with us on their way through. Nacho firing on up. Qodex are gonna have to get the hell out of there. Lovely grenade being fired up. Wade is prone down, utilizing that smoke to his advantage, but Rexpect are just hovering around their opponents in that vehicle, just having zero F's to give as he's gonna dip on down. Wade is gonna spot him out. That was a little bit risky. You pay the price, Rexpect. You lose a player, but you win the fight.
The new kings of this hill, and they need to know the limits of this. But that's a brilliant breach, very, very blunt. But that is Qodex also knowing the numbers disadvantage. The Zarakiri will very much chip away, and that's important. Ooh, but look at that.
Fazer Clan with the DP28. Susie making it work, getting a knockdown on one of the players of Rexpect. Phase 2 popped up and is centered up overall quite nicely, right, Tarzan? It's gone a little bit down south, so pretty much the position that all the teams moved into on Phase 1 is quite viable on Phase 2.
A lot of strong spots already held by these teams, and look at Too Easy. Look at that pretty chill early phase. And that is their style tonight. That seems to be working out. But look at Fazer Clan. Might as well be called Laser Clan. Susie with that DP has been strong. They are in position to upset the leaderboards. That is them pushing at least one of Rexpect away. Bardo is starting to scout eastern side and he might just be wrapping around this.
Talk about wrapping around. Lakonostra wrapping around and rotating towards the Mansion prison area, but because they're kind of a little bit late on that rotation, Warlords have gotten there first. And when you think about the distance to that area, yeah, Warlords weren't far away, but in my opinion, Lakonostra were much closer. So I would like to see earlier rotations from Lakonostra Power in the future. Too Easy have made their way across into the farm area from the western bridge, so their rotation has been pretty cool, calm, and collected.
Brilliant one from Too Easy, and of course in the circle, it really comes down to the next shift. Look at these teams. This is higher tier play, guys. They've all found a spot in the circle already, and this is the key time to claim those spots that give you as most information as possible. And that is Warlord's position, get a great one, control around shelter area, the one that we talked about earlier from Arcred, and that is Rexpect still around that center spot. That is also very strong. Team Pain now in that J compound, right? Look at the congestion of teams on the northwestern side. They are in position to stop some of these rotation.
Pretty good spot held onto by the side of Team Pain. GSG Europe also really viable rotation from the quarry area where they dropped. They actually went over onto that northwest island, and I'm going to give them a lot of respect for that because it's a little bit unorthodox. On one hand, it could have totally have gone against them, but I kind of get the fact that they pulled it off and, you know, kind of playing not necessarily passive, but just safe. It's a clean rotation because they've been able to get a bit of information on teams around the edge of the circle as they've made their way in.
Especially with studying your enemies as well. We know there should be congestion around school, Potato Hill area. So barging straight in is is scary. But
It is.
if they can wait slightly later, although New Era, some of these teams dropping around Georgiable can stop GSG Europe's wide rotation. They just need to wait just a little bit longer, and that is them making it work. And they've got a good spot. They just need to scout further. Then this trio can make it work.
Take a look at video of New Era. I kind of want to know, how did he get up on the roof? That tiny little sniper tower. How? It's kind of big brain play. I'm not gonna lie. You never expect to really see somebody up there. I know he's prone down, but yeah, I'm gonna give him respect for that.
The parkour coming in strong from New Era there. And to be fair, if he doesn't get as much elevation, he can't get such a strong 360. Look, we know Rozok Hill, you need to pick a side sometimes, and that is big brain. That is big brain play right there. And GSG, meanwhile, is crossing that Yasnaya bridge, looking forward to see how they play this as a trio.
Yeah, good. I would say possibly you're a little bit late to rotate across the river, you know, because there is kind of risks involved. There could already be a team established there. Obviously, they did a bit of scouting, I would imagine, so fair play to them making it to that garage building. I probably would have waited until Phase 3 popped up to kind of make that move. We'll have to wait and see if it pays off. Hate Gaming holding on to the southern edge of Yasnaya all across a spread as a full squad. I think it's quite strong. I still would like to see them send 2 players into a compound across the fields of Yasnaya, because I think it's just a little bit more secure coming into this Phase 3 shift. But again, I can't hate on, pun intended, on their current position.
Yeah, true. And I think if they opt in to play this, right, then they want to do Yasnaya field control. One thing that they have to do for sure is to park their cars well. If they ever have a circle like this one, they may get crash. And that means they have to rotate and do small rotations to support their teammates if they ever get crashed. Look at the amount of compound in this circle. It's not a lot, ImPERium. It's not a lot.
And there's not a lot, but there is a couple of key areas that you can hold on to. Arcred, who I'm on the perspective of, instantly react to that Phase 3 shift by sending themselves more in towards the center of the circle. And they've gone to that compound that I kind of recommended for Hate Gaming. So on one hand, you know, maybe a missed opportunity for Hate Gaming, but on the other hand, also a pretty safe situation for Hate Gaming to be in, because 2 of their members haven't been caught out by a full rotating Arcred. Either way, great stuff by Arcred.
There's 2 points I want to talk about. There's this Irango 2.0, guys. The Yasnaya fields has changed. In the center zone, dead center, there are big dips there. So some teams can really use that. And the second thing, I'm looking at too easy. This is the time to transition into taking a more center position. You can't just play safe continuously. They are not in the circle yet. They need to find a good entry spot. But look at this. Some clash happening over here between Warlords and Fazer Clan.
Yeah, nice play by Fazer Clan to hear the sound of that vehicle and instantly take out Mooney and Warlords. It's just a really effective play coming out from Fazer Clan. Now, a couple of other players from their side are going to join up. That flank angle from Susie is going to be quite effective, even though it's on that lower ground area. Is going to be able to peek on through. It's why he chucked up a grenade, just to try and suppress any of the members of Warlords from edging closer to take him out. But at the end of the day, Confirm has yet to come on through, as Mooney did crawl away. It's a solid response by Warlords, playing down on the bottom of the hill as they throw out a lot of utility, I might add, to protect themselves from an engagement from Fazer Clan.
Another strong compound that is held in the middle zone right now is the one by Rexpect. But they are so used to playing split around this compound, they need to know when to group up. And that is Papi using that hill to scout that compound across the field of Yasnaya. GSG is now in there. It's a very good one for them to get loads of information and shoot down teams that are rotating around. But Warlords having further trouble, seems like.
Well, I don't get why Backfire, rotated so far away from the rest of his team when the revive hadn't been pulled out. it just didn't make sense to me. I'm all about kind of repositioning to try and get a little bit of information, but kind of so far away when you have little information and you're under fire already, it's just really not sensible. And Mooney's going to go down again. Fazer Clan recognizing that in the kill feed, backfire went out, so instantly they have that extra man advantage. That's why they went a little bit more aggressively over that hill towards Warlords, and now Warlords are down to 2. So definitely poor play from Warlords in this situation.
Pretty hard one that is, and that is. Also, look at B's position. Hate Gaming is trying to make something happen. That is the knowledge of the map. B's taking that Harry Potter Tower. We'll get a better control. We'll get further information because it's so huge. Just now, I feel it's out of render distance. Sending Beast there allows them to get so much more information towards the middle zone, and that is a very, very good move.
Also, Pappy using that car 98 to get a knock onto one of the Arcred players is very important. But Phase 4 shifts down south right into the open, loving arms of Fazer Clan and Rexpect respectfully. There is still a couple of building compound across on the eastern side of where Rexpect are that a team could push onto. New Era, most notably. Hate Gaming could also go for something, but they're definitely not going to be liking what they're having to go through to make their way into the circle on the northern side. As New Era turns their attention on towards one of the Pain players and gets a knockdown onto Musket.
And I think Team Pain is a little bit slow. This slowed down their rotation. They were in position to maybe take some these higher grounds on that northwestern side of this Phase 4 circle, but that not really slowed them down. And now in that position is New Era. But look at Hate Gaming here. What did I talk about the Irango 2.0? They are here to claim one of that dip across the other side. The other dip, we have GSG Europe in that area.
The dip, V-dip. Levy gets a knockdown onto Beast. As Arcred wraps around, Mander and YouTube is going to actually go in towards one of those two buildings. So nice reposition by Arcred around the fields of Yasnaya. The one thing that is, of course, at risk with those dips is grenades. The one thing is that both of these dips are pretty elongated, so you're able to move around to dodge those grenades, but all it takes is 1 or 2 golden grenades and you can find yourself goosed out of the lobby just like that. We'll have to wait and see. Good reposition all the same from Hate Gaming, making their way from Yasnaya over across onto this dip, as well as GSG Europe can't take away from their reposition from where they were in the previous circle.
And the clash on the southeastern side, that is Lakonostra now getting breached and pushed by Too Easy. Oh my god, what's going on?
Wow, I'm sorry I missed that Too Easy, but that just seemed like absolute suppression of manpower coming in on the outside of the circle. And if you are going to play on the edge of these circles, when you do make your way in, you want to be aggressive, you want to be directional, you want to know, how you want to go into it. You need to be prepared, and Too Easy clearly showed that they were getting 3 kills for their benefit.
I think Lakonostra really choked that one. If you play edge, how do you keep one guy to watch the back? And that is them getting punished for that one. And just have a look at the circle. The other clashes, look at Unicorns under immense pressure right now.
Yeah, once again, a very passive playing Unicorns and Love. It's been a poor finals for them above things where they haven't really sparkled in the right way. At least from what I know, their potential is, to be perfectly honest. And they've been outplayed this game as well. Savage X is left on his own, Fresh is knocked down. Circle does go over to the northeast, though, in the loving favor of Rexpect. Once again, they're counting their Spanish lucky stars as they are still inside on one of the 2 compounds that are still available, as well as Arcred, who did go for that reposition in the previous circle, has worked out in their favor. But GSG Europe, they exit the dip, they go for the push, and they want to make it count, but are they going to make it work? Levy goes around on the other side. You have Rafik and Lau push on in, but Lau gets shot down, followed by Rafik, and just as I say it, it gets seen, and it is going to be Arcred who comes out on top of that. But now it's going to be another team full sending it in. New Era going to look to try and take control as they wrap around on the angle. Scorpion instantly repositions. A fantastic grenade by Potenchik to get that knockdown onto the UBL. SWL4 is going to try and heal up as the smokes are being thrown out. Fantastic defense coming out from Arcred.
The 2-2 split from New Era. The other is behind with no cast at the moment.
Yeah.
How can they pull this off? They don't have a spot in the circle either. There's them losing another one, just down to 2. Arcred is holding that one strong right now.
Fantastic defense coming out from Arcred, as I pointed out. They're only on 4 kills, but those 4 kills have been monstrous so far in this game as they hold on to the western side of this circle. But 50-51 kicks things off, gets a knockdown onto Kochika. Scorpion is inside that one building. I don't know if he's being spotted out. He's staying quiet, staying silent. He's going to hear up for the footsteps. Crudio, along with 50-51. They're not pushing as quickly as I would like to see them, considering they did get that knockdown up onto the roof of that building. Crudio goes, and that's going to give that elevated position through the windows of that play. The third-person perspective is going to come out as the pre-fire shots is going to be fired on through. It is Scorpion who comes down to take down 50-51. Crudio's going to go in on his own. He's going to play around on top of the roof, but it's only a matter of time as the blue zone closes in. Scorpion stings up the side of New Era, and we do lose 50-51 as this next fight breaks on out. Hate Gaming moved out from the dip. They're going to be on in onto the members of Rexpect as they fire on up. They're still a full squad after winning the last game in Sandhawk. They're going to try and end on a bigger note by claiming this final game in Erangel.
Oh my god, look at this end circle. It's so bloody empty with
I know,
big
right?
dip in the middle. But look at Too Easy. They've got a good spot in there. Take care has established that anchor point, and there's reflex. Easy. The patience might be rewarded. Respect now need to be careful. Hate Gaming want to flank from the side. They want to take this hill and use this for as long as possible. They've got 34 seconds to go. These teams all want to play patience. Hang on the outside, not to move a step. Don't want to risk it.
If I was Hate Gaming, I would just get in those vehicles and I would full send it as a full squad around the left-hand side of those buildings so you're protected from Arcred and you can focus fully onto that fight into Rexpect. Swave does get a knockdown onto Koteka of Arcred, but at the end of the day, what are they going to be able to do with that? Yes, they're confirming a kill. Great play by Swave, but it's only their first kill. The rotation for Scorpion, his vehicle is going to blow up. He's most likely going to go down, but indeed, he's going to survive for now as their kill fate is yet to show. Just as I say that he gets taken out by Jizu of Fazer Clan. Fazer Clan, who's also had a monster of a day so far. They came in to this day with the top kill feed, and they're going to look to end on a high note as the players just full send it in. Oh my lord, Hate beats onto Nacho with that AKM, and now it's going to be that suppressed shots coming on in. Pappy's going to get knocked down. Bardot is left on his own, but he's going to go in through the smokes. He gets taken out. Hate Gaming! They're preparing for the PMCO, and they're preparing hard as they're controlling this Erangel game. But the circle is doing them no favors because it goes in to the direction of Too Easy, who are still a full squad.
The three-way fight right now, the 4v3v3. Prepot is trying to make that move. He wants to establish an entry point, but Too Easy is there. It's going to be crazy. Every smoke counts, every shot, every car. Oh my god, as we have that blowing up. Prepot is slowly losing that cover, but he can use that for now. But look at that. Every side is trying to call in. Too Easy is coming into support from that side. Reflect has a very cheap.
Reflect with a great flank position is protecting against Fazer Clan and Hate Game respectfully. Yes, okay, he could get knocked out and confirmed straight away, but in my opinion, once he continues to play this position sensibly, it will do a hell of a lot of job in helping to secure the chicken dinner for Too Easy, because even though they're inside the circle, you have two teams around you, you could easily get third party, but with a fantastic grenade, they help to suppress the members of Fazer Clan. Hate Gaming, they're going to edge in, prone down, Beast followed by Michi, followed by Suede. There's a little bit of a rock in front of them, but Tika is keeping them somewhat. Jizu comes in to confirm the kill on the Furia. This is what I talked about. You're getting suppressed, you're getting third party. Reflect is going to go down as well, and now it is just Tika down and on the other side of the rock. He comes in, he does take down Michi, but the support from Hate Gaming comes in and ends his life. Elise outro on his own as Fazer Clan are going to reap the rewards of that, because they they are still a full squad, even though he got the knockdown on the pre-pod because Fazer Clan, sorry, should I say because Hate Gaming have to get that revive onto their third player. That gives Fazer Clan time to get the revive on the pre-pod. Susie's gonna shoot on up, keeping the pressure onto the side of Hate Gaming. It's 3 against 4 in the final two teams of the final game here in the Hate X ImPERium League. €500 prize pool. Cozy comes in on the US. He is gonna even things up. He's gonna play on the edge of the circle, but down on top of the little dip. Hate Gaming are spread out.
Fazer Clan, oh, the 12 kill, but look at the beautiful knock by Swave. That can go either way.
Oh my lord! Swave with the off angle. He got one. He's gonna go for a second. Beast onto Susie. Hate Gaming, they claim their second chicken dinner of the night. And is that going to be enough to get them in to the top 3? What a performance from Hate Gaming.
The patience, oh my god. Hate Gaming knows the absolute limit.
Wow.
With the little bit of terrain. And Fazer Clan, strong showing, of course. They were a strong fragging team.
Yes.
Look at this one. Oh, I mean, it sucks to not get the chicken dinner, but a second place with 12 kills.
Yeah.
They have a very good chance to take away our top 1 right here, ImPERium. And they're too easy. They're just too split, man. I was so heartbroken. They're trying to do too many things at the same time.
Yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head right with that. You know, they just tried to do too much at once. It was great by Reflect to hold onto that off angle, but when there was no kind of direction from the rest of the team, no kind of clear one team focus, it became too much for them to handle. I do have to say that Hate Gaming pushed in a good way, a bit more aggressively than I kind of thought. A lot of teams in that position would actually wait for the blue zone to close in before moving, but Hate Gaming sensibly recognized that 1, they're going to have to push in anyway, and 2, the kind of sooner they push in, the more controlling they can be, and that was really well played from them. And then, you know, I gotta say Fazer Clan kind of through that because Cozy repositioned with that US, and all that allowed Swave to know exactly where Fazer Clan were. He chucked up a grenade. It was a golden grenade. It got 1 knockdown, and then it was a second, and then in the end, Hate Gaming took advantage of that. So as much as Fazer did do good, they did throw that end.
I agree there. Like, that type of information is everything, especially with that type of circle, to be so predictable and not just kept 2 players behind that US. You are allowing Hate Gaming to take this chicken dinner away.
Yeah.
And but to be fair, they also didn't have quite the high. It's hard to say high ground, but they are slightly like lower in that dip. That only test their awareness more, right? They know that Hate Gaming might be watching them close as they do that, and that is them paying the price. But nonetheless, such a good run from Fazer Clan.
Yeah, 110%. Absolutely fantastic run. Fantastic game for themselves. And even though the last couple of days, they've definitely shown themselves to be a pretty damn strong team. To give you the results of that final game, Hate Gaming, we saw take the chicken dinner, their second chicken dinner of the night as well. Definitely kind of showing shades of their day 2 as well, with 9 kills. Fazer Clan with 12 kills for second place. Too Easy with 5 kills in third. Rexpect, again, a respectable result. It's not kind of top 3. It's not quite the top 1, but I think every single game they've been in the top 6. So on that note, I definitely have to give them props for being consistent in that regard. 4 kills for themselves in that game. Arcred as well, it's 6 kills, but honestly, a hell of a performance from them defending that small little compound, but it was kind of getting out of that, which seemed a little bit directionless. Unfortunately, Warlords in 6th place with 0 kills. Not gonna lie, a part of me thinks, you know, Warlords, they could have gotten a better result if they had been a bit more sensible. Unicorns Alive in 7th with 0 kills. New Era in 8th with 2 kills. Pain Team in 9th with 4 kills. GSG Europe in 10th with 0 kills. Lakonostra Power in 11th with 5 kills. Qodex in 12th with 3 kills. Panda in 13th with 0 kills. And ScrimFarm in 14th with 1 kill.
Whew.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
We are going to wait for the results, right?
We
that
are.
what we're going
We
to?
are. Yeah, we're gonna wait for the overall standings because we think it's pretty fair to try and give you guys, an answer. Give you guys a hey, look, this is what the overall standings. I want to know as well, and I want to see and hear our reaction of who comes out on top. So we are gonna wait for that. I kind of asked previously how long it would be, and they said it would be like 5 minutes max. So hopefully that will come through in due time. I know Chica, who's a fantastic staff member here for the Hate Gaming League, doing a great job of counting up those scores. Math level 9,000. But man, tonight's games were pretty damn insane.
Very memorable, and I can't forget tonight. I don't think I ever will, as long as
I won't, man. I know for a fact that the good thing about having an island finish in Miramar is that I got to cast an island finish in Miramar. The kind of bad thing is that now I'm going to be like teased every single time there's some form of Eastern Circle on Miramar. I'm actually going to be teased even more because I'm going to be like, wait, I casted it once. Will there be another one? And then I'm just going to be like a little bit more heartbroken every time. But at least whenever there is an Eastern Circle on Miramar, I swear to God, I will be referencing tonight's Miramar game every single time. So, absolutely incredible Miramar game. And then the Sandhawk game was surprisingly high up north, involving a lot of water.
Exactly. Like, that is also why I think Hate Gaming might have a chance to make it to top 3, because those are the strong showing. We have been giving them a lot of credits in timing the rotations in the right manner, and that will be very important coming season, and it may reflect in tonight's standings. And I think the results will be out very, very soon. What will be your bet, ImPERium? The top 3.
My bet? Okay, my bet for the top 3 is Fazer Clan first, Hate Gaming second, Qodex third. That's my bet.
My bet will be Fazer Clan first, Qodex second,
Okay,
and Hate Gaming third.
okay, fair.
I feel
Yeah.
like Hate Gaming might have taken over.
I do.
Respect there. And don't forget, Team Pain has some strong games, but the consistency is not quite close to Hate Gaming, and Hate Gaming had 6 points ahead of them. So that will be me. Fazer, Qodex, Hate.
That's what I'm thinking as well. I know Team Pain obviously, put up a hell of a fight, but I just think that fight became a little bit too much for them. Rexpect, again, respectable results from the Raw Ruthless crew of Rexpect, so definitely something they can build upon, and they should take the positives of how consistent they were. But at the end of the day, to be the best, you've kind of got to be the best. And when I say that, in terms of you got to be able to kind of grab those chicken dinners when they're needed. You have to be able to, grab those massive games. You can't just have those solid games. They have to be kind of massive and pop off like Hate Gaming did on 2 games tonight.
Exactly. And it's really strong showing from Respect still. I mean, by all means, roar with us. And but that is the thing. Like, it's a game of momentum, ImPERium, and mentality. They lost the top spot after day 2, and that might be a hit for them, but they know better. I think this is the test, and tonight they could have done better as well. But this is for them to, recompose themselves, because PMCO is around the corner, and anytime the results will be out.
Yeah, we are just gonna wait for those results to come out. As I said, gonna wait to show them on broadcast because I want to know who comes out on top. So do have a little patience and bear with us, boys and girls. Arcred as well, a team that also showed a lot of strength. You saw in that game how defensive and controlling they were. Very, very happy with how their rotations are in a wrangle, to be perfectly honest, playing from the Zarky drop spot. And that's the thing. You know, people kind of say, you know, Zarky is a unorthodox drop spot. Some people would even say it's a bad drop spot. In my opinion, it's not if you know how to rotate from that area, and if you recognize that your rotation has to be somewhat pretty early, and that also has to be somewhat pretty dynamic. And every single Erangel game tonight, I know there's only 2, but every single Erangel game, Arcred rotated in a very strong way. They rotated early. They utilized the north of the circle. They recognized the strength of their rotation, and they took advantage of that. So really happy with how Arcred played in tonight's games.
And that is also not just about the drop spot, obviously. If you always go Zaki, I get it. Like, it's unorthodox as well as predictable. But what did Arcred do? In this league, they've used several drop spots. They will go around Kameshki if they need to. They will take Yasnaya if it's open. They will go to North Georgia Pool if they fancy. And they will, for sure, take Zaki if it's open. And that is the flexibility that some of these teams need to have as well. The other team that has done that for sure tonight and in the past few days is Panda. Okay, and get rewarded for that. And I can see ImPERium's lock. So oh my god.
I'm just getting, because I've been sent a screenshot of the Excel sheet, and I'm just getting some form of approval if I can show that, or if he wants me to wait for the graphic to be done. This is Cream that I'm talking to. But indeed, I do have the overall standings.
You're killing me.
That's hey, you know what? When I'm in this kind of position of power, I'm actually gonna low-key enjoy it. I'm just waiting, as I said, for approval. I want to show everybody, I really do, but I definitely need to get approval first. He's just asking to see what the situation is. Approval from Cream. Oh my lord,
guys! Sabotaging me. Send help, please. He is abusing me in a different way.
I'm abusing everybody, to be perfectly honest. Everybody that's watching and waiting. But it's genuinely out of my control. He is. I am waiting for his answer to confirm if I can. It's definitely a little bit surprising. And I will also say extremely close at the end. Extremely close. As in the top 3. Okay, I will give you guys a teaser. The top 3 are divided by 5 points.
Oh my god! Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The top 3 divided by 5 points.
Dude, how long have we played this league, ImPERium? And we come down to 5
I know.
points difference.
Yep.
And you would just go back and think, all the times that I screwed up, the times that I could have thirsted, the times that I've been greedy, the times that I could have played better. And that is the highest tier display. As much we say that tomorrow is a new day, but these things do add up. And whew, I'm waiting. Drum roll.
It's one of those things where it's like sorry, I'm just waiting. Sorry, I'm just trying to find out. A number of people are messaging me about it. Chica is saying I can share it if I like. So I'm going to at least load it into my OBS. So it's ready to transition over. Ooh, man, this is good. This is so good. Oh my lord. Talk about a couple of the teams or the games while we're waiting, Tarzan.
The other one to look at, I think, actually, two. Just look at from okay, so guys from fifth place. So Hate Gaming was fourth place with 113. Arcred, the team Pain with 107, 101 points from Arcred, and 100 points from Panda. So that's actually closer than we think. And dude, I almost forgotten about Panda. They've got some strong kills and stuff, but I don't think it was enough. Sorry, I'm stuck in the quick math because I almost forgotten about like the amounts of kills Panda has uh, uh, through the night, and as well as Arcred having some strong showing, and that was the
Mm,
momentum from yesterday as well. Team Pain, one strong game, I think they would be overtaken by the side of Arcred
there.
and Panda, and Lakonostra mid tier, and but consistently mid tier, I'd say, right, high mid tier. So I don't know, man. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
I don't.
Panda. Sorry, not directly Panda. Lakonostra Power. Genuinely, I know I mentioned it already, but I really am happy to see them evolving a bit throughout the
Mhm.
days, and you can see that they are gelling a lot more as a team and
Yes.
finding their strengths. I do think that they need to actually find our weaknesses a bit more,
Mm.
because it's always important that we all talk about kind of focusing on strengths and kind of improving on our strengths, but it's also important to recognize and find our weaknesses as a player, as a team. So either you improve on those weaknesses or you put yourself in situations where your weakness isn't exposed as much, or it's exposed as little as possible. I think the more Lac and Nostra play together as a team, hopefully they'll develop in a stronger way, and they'll develop, yeah, just as
Very,
much as
very
they need to.
important. Yeah. I think when it comes to goals and improvement Imperium, I do some coaching with teams as well. With this time frame going into a very important week for these teams, they need to know what is realistic to change, and they need to be very set some what we call smart goals. They have to be specific, like you said, knowing exactly what they have to work on, and they have to be realistic and achievable as well. And that is exactly you hit this really strong point there, and I think that is the mentality that these teams need to have. And no quick fixes for certain things, but find a few things that they can make a difference for next week.
So I've been given approval to show the overall standings. I'm gonna send them to you first, so obviously you can talk about them with me. But
Yeah.
let me just transition over, and drum roll, please. Your winners of the ImPERium X Hate League are Hate Gaming with 186 points to 2 chicken dinners on the final game of the day helped them to secure that top spot, but followed very closely in second place is Qodex. It wasn't as sparkling of a day, but at the end of the day, they did enough throughout tonight's 4 games to hold on to that second place spot. And in third, we weren't really expecting it. We thought Fazer Clan had done enough to push into the top 3, but no. Team Pain caused some pain to finish in third place.
I'm I'm speechless. I'm speechless.
Yeah, I told you it was close.
Oh my god.
Yep.
And the bounce back, guys. No jokes. Hate Gaming had 4 points day one, and that is a second
Yeah,
day.
I
They
know.
get average more almost 20 points. What were the points before tonight? 113. That is a 73-point day.
Yep.
Hey, gaming
So
got some
close.
future. I'm
So
hyped
close.
for these teams. I'm hyped for Hate. I'm hyped for so many of them. I just can't wait. I can't wait to cast more and
Definitely.
watch more. And whoo, take it away. I don't know what to say. I am glad, especially with the finishes that we have, with this type of like point difference. There's nothing more I ask for ImPERium. Nothing more.
110%. And of course, we do have an MVP to announce as well. Outside of securing their spot in the top 3, the MVP of the ImPERium X Hate League is Vic from Team Pain. Congratulations to you. I had talked about him, right? He stood out to me. And of course, he stood out here in the whole league. He is your MVP, so all credit to him. Fantastic display from himself and the whole of Team Pain.
And we've got so many streams for you guys to go back and watch and see how Big from Team Pain does it. The fragger with the aim, but most importantly, the discipline, striking and at the right time, consistently
Yeah,
fragging and fragging when it matters. Not just small frag. He will take you 1v3 if he needs to, but he will find a sweet time to do that. Well deserved. Well done, Vic.
for
Continue,
sure.
man. Like that was so good.
For sure. As we do look to kind of wrap things up, one of the kind of noticeable differences that I've seen in the final overall standings, I talked about Rexpect definitely being positive on their consistency of results, but when you look at the total kills they got compared to the teams ahead of them, 60 kills compared to Fazer Clan's 87, Pain's 92, Qodex's 72, and Hate Gaming's 78. So if there's one thing I would just kind of advise Rexpect is you gotta look to be a little bit more aggressive and grab a few more kills because they're on the right path of getting consistent top 5s, top 6s, but if you add 4 to 5 extra kills per game with those consistent top 5s, honestly, they would have overtaken, in this situation, they would have overtaken Fazer Clan, right? So, just something for them to think about. But either way, it's great to see them and other teams shine all out through this hate league.
Amazing stuff. Amazing. Such an honor to cast this, obviously, with ImPERium guiding me and helping me through it as well. Such a great few days. And all the best, everyone. Is going to get crazy. This is just the start. This is the start of the new year. And do stay safe because COVID, man, just piss off already and give us back the life that we want. Give us back the new, the same old good PUBG. Another PMGC. Give me it. Show me ImPERium. And if I had the honor to, I may be able to see you somewhere along those lines.
I will have to wait and see, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a hell of a year ahead of us, right, in the world of PUBG Mobile Esports. 40 million US dollars for across the year, and it's only going to get more exciting as the competition heats up throughout the PMCOs, the PMPLs, and of course leading in to the PMGC. But at the end of the day, this is the end of the ImPERium X Hate League. My name has been, or is ImPERium, should I say, joined with the absolutely fantastic Professor Tarzan. Thank you so much to everybody continuously supporting the stream, supporting the teams, and supporting PUBG Mobile Esports. At the end of the day, if it wasn't for all of you guys, there wouldn't be PUBG Mobile Esports. To all the players, to all the teams, so much love and respect for you guys. Absolutely fantastic and an honor to cast every single one of you all. Don't forget to follow myself on Instagram and Twitter at EVT_ImPERium. You can follow Professor Tarzan at
On Twitter at Professor Tarzan. I will have it in my on my channel. Actually, if you go
okay.
over there will be all that. And of course, as always, if you enjoy what you see and listen to tonight, do feel free to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It will really help me, and it will mean the world to me.
So on that note, have a lovely evening. Stay safe, stay awesome. And I'll see you guys another evening.